The average person probably thinks of Geometry Dash as a fun little mobile game. That's what Michelle thought when she first started playing Geometry Dash. And this is her now. She fluked it! So how did we get here? Michelle is my crush, who is a streamer who mainly plays Valorant. Recently, we did a collab and she genuinely enjoyed playing Geometry Dash. In the last video that we made together, she beat Poltergeist and rage quit afterwards. And at the beginning of the video, I said this. I don't know, let's say 300 likes and we'll do a part 2. Maybe I'll try to have her beat 9 circles or something. I don't know, that might be impossible. So, I gave her the challenge. I'm gonna give her a month, 31 days, to go from Poltergeist to 9 circles, a classic hard demon that everyone beats and is a milestone every new up-and-coming player tries to beat. And if she manages to beat 9 circles in that time, then she wins a $100 Valorant gift card. Did she do it? Spoiler alert, yeah, she did. What she had that most players didn't though was speed. But we need to work on that. And if you don't know me, I'm a veteran Geometry Dash player who has been trying to beat Scoop in circles, and my current hardest is Sonic Wave. I taught her all the mechanics and techniques that I've learned through playing Geometry Dash for 10 years. And if you're also interested in improving as fast as she did, maybe you'll learn something from this video that you didn't know. This is gonna be a long video.
Let's get the first coin money!
So grab a snack, because these 30 days were a wild ride.
Saying this right now, I will struggle here indefinitely.
If this video somehow gets 3,000 likes, then I'll have Michelle beat Cataclysm. Without further ado, let's start from day 0. I set my goal of the nightmare. You weren't even able to beat that.
So difficult.
This time, it's gonna be different. You're locking in, alright?
Geometry Dash was my #1 game on Steam.
I know I shared that she was playing from Poltergeist, but she's actually been secretly grinding while waiting for us to record this challenge, and she beat X-Step on stream and is now all the way up to Clutterfunk. Your hardest right now is X-Step, and we are going to get you to beat 9 circles.
But it's a super angry one.
Yeah. We're gonna get you from bad to pro. I'm not going into this challenge blind. Since I am the coach, I developed a 4-week coaching plan to help her go from noob to pro. Every week, I'm going to give her 3 goals for her to accomplish, as well as look through all of her footage from the past week and point out some things that I think she can do better. Hopefully, with all of that, she should be able to beat 9 circles. First things first, I'm going to have you mod your Geometry Dash. I had her install Mega Hack, which is a helpful tool to learn levels that a lot of top players use. Stuff like layout mode, no clip, speed hack. She thought that this was cheating, which I guess the name Mega Hack doesn't really help with that, but I promise it's actually a useful tool where I basically slow down the game on purpose.
That's cheating! What?
Since 9 circles is primarily a wave-based level, I had an emphasis on learning the wave game mode first, so she can start to get used to it. So I had her start practicing Problematic, which is one of the easiest wave demons out there.
So fast. Like, this is 0.5 and I'm still dying.
I had her play Problematic in 0.5 XP to try to get used to the flashing lights, but seemed like she was really struggling. So I had her turn on hitboxes in order to learn the wave game mode easier, so she could focus on the obstacles and not the extra difficulty of the flashing lights. This is your objective for week 2, so you have 2 weeks to beat this.
Week 2?
Of course, I knew she isn't going to be able to beat Problematic for at least week 1, so I set that objective for week 2. But I figured it was good to have her dip her toes into it, but I had her focus on the main objectives, which is to beat Clutterfunk and beat Blast Processing. What I really want you to focus on is to do just baby steps. We're going to have you do Blast Processing. We did practice runs of both and told her that in order to improve in levels, you have to do multiple practice runs to build up the muscle memory. Focus on beating this level and Clutterfunk while you're at it.
Okay.
She was already making very fast progress.
Wow. It's the easiest. Like, it's the easiest one.
Since she already has 75% on Clutterfunk, I tried to have her do 75 through 100%.
Easy!
Which would have her have Clutterfunk in 2 runs.
You know what's crazy? Just like that,
You had the level in 2 runs. Clearly, the practice run helped, because right after that, she got this.
yes! Let's go! Let's freaking go! I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Now that we got the introductory phase out of the way, it's about time Michelle started the challenge on day 1. She started off practicing Blast Processing, but didn't know how to turn off globed multiplayer. So she was caught off guard when she saw that there were multiple people playing Blast Processing.
Yeah, who are these people?
One of the things she really struggled with was the fakes. She couldn't tell the difference between a real block and a fake one, which really tripped her up. I tried to teach her good habits from the beginning, which is focusing on your mental, not getting mad when you die, which I figured would be easy for her since she is immortal in Valorant, but I forgot the type of person she was. No! And also told her to practice the level frequently. And because of those good habits, she got a new best today.
45%.
One of the things that I have to know is that she kept hitboxes on, and I should have clarified more that she should have turned those off while playing from 0, but I think for a level like this, it shouldn't really matter much anyways. She also attempted a practice run of 9 circles, which it didn't really turn out too well.
Okay, you know I can't do this with this person in here. Alright, what was it? Blast processes class.
For day 2, she started off with Clutterfunk this time, and on her first attempt, she made it pretty far. She was feeling pretty confident after a couple of practice runs, and apparently that's all it takes. The right mental, a couple of practice runs, and you're able to beat Clutterfunk. That's exactly what she did.
We did it! Oh my god! No coins, no nothing, but that's okay, we did it.
Going off of her momentum from beating Clutterfunk, she continued blast processing and made even more progress. Because she kept globed on, she met this little kid named Best Ever. And the conversation between them two had me laughing for hours.
Bro, this is so hard, right? This is like the hardest level ever.
Yes?
I'm just built different, bro.
Alright, we practiced this.
I was in backwards gameplay, bro.
Oh my god. How's it back already? 91%! That's the furthest I've ever gotten. I made my first friend in here. Kids are swearing nowadays.
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
What's up?
Oh my god.
Please don't leave. Please.
Please don't leave. It's crazy.
Bro, let's get the first coin first. Let's get the first coin.
Oh, there's coins in here.
Let's get the first coin, man.
Not only is her first impression of multiplayer Geometry Dash was a literal 5-year-old, but he's also racist, which I thought was really funny. Kinda cool that she snuck in a random 91% new bets out of nowhere.
What? I don't know which one is it.
And I guess it was her lucky day today, because not only did she beat Clutterfunk, she also beat Blast Processing.
I did it! I finally did it! Let's go!
After doing a quick practice run of Problematic, she decided to call day 2
I
there.
can do this. Huh? Oh yeah, if you wanted to see the count or clutter, it's this.
Since she has already completed both goals that I gave her for week 1, she just decided to do some practice on Problematic. And once again, she didn't have a great time.
I can't even see it! Yeah, new best 40%. I made it! Yay!
She's really struggling on Problematic, and it's something I can pretty obviously pick up. And it worried me for the future since our goal was something like 5 times harder than Problematic. I remained optimistic, and looking back, it's crazy how this was her 30 days ago, and this is her now. Still hard to believe. She ended off on day 3 crying in the club, but day 4 was a little better since she was live streaming during it, and I was able to help her through the chat. Although, I quickly realized that I needed a new game plan, because Problematic wasn't going to happen, and she genuinely just isn't having fun. And if you're not having fun learning a level, then I don't recommend you to play it. So instead, I told her to play Theory of Everything for now while I thought up of a new strategy for week 2.
Is there a way I can turn off the gear?
I told her to take a couple days break, and during that break, I was thinking of a new strategy, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, go show the viewers the rug you made.
This is my rug! Look at it!
There's a lot I'm going to talk about. In fact, I have a whole presentation / show for you. I'm going to point out some good things that you did, some bad things, and some things you didn't do that I think you could improve on. By the way, this gray blob at the top right of the screen is supposed to be her face cam, but it bugged out during recording, so I put the subscribe button instead. So for this first clip, I want you to tell me what's wrong with this. Okay?
I check this clutter front. Ugh! And then what was the other one? Unproblematic. What's wrong with the clip? It's just me trying my best. No practice mode.
Wow, you actually got it right. Yes.
Okay.
You need to practice. Practicing is super important. You should always
I like to just
warm
go
up.
in.
Yup.
It literally distracted me being right here.
I thought this part was funny, I'm not gonna lie. But this is a very good point that I want to bring up. Get friends. Friends are very important when you're playing Geometry Dash, alright? I don't really recommend playing Geometry Dash alone because I think that's one of the saddest things you can do. If you're gonna play Geometry Dash, you know, maybe put a stream up in the background. On.
No, I don't know what happened after that. Oh my god.
Yes.
I don't know what happens because I'm not in practice mode.
Better yet, not warming up in practice mode because this clip was immediately on day 2. You had a great run. Your 11th attempt in. You were at 50% and you died because you forgot. Big mistake. All right, this is something I'm gonna look for in this upcoming week. In the next clip, I'm gonna show you there's 2 things that you did wrong, and I want you to name both of them. Topia and attention.
We can bring back the music for now. I don't want to be colorblind so bad. Maybe I gotta put different music on. No, I only see one! Well, I didn't warm up and there was no practice mode at the beginning.
Or they're both the same answer.
I probably had cheats on? Hitboxes?
Yeah, exactly. You had hitboxes on.
No, I'm saying like, you don't want me to have it on, but sometimes I need them.
Oh. Congratulations! You beat it! You beat Clutterfunk! And with that, with beating Clutterfunk, you have now ranked up. Double rank up, actually.
Double rank up to silver!
Let's get the first coin.
Oh, there's coins in here.
Let's get the first coin,
I
man.
couldn't get a coin.
That is great. Best ever 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you are watching this video, you should be careful about what you say online. The person on the other end might be recording. Okay, moving on.
I don't think I've ever gotten a single coin.
That is one of the goals for this week.
I just died.
Let's go over about how you practice problematic. I'll take over explaining what I taught her so you guys can understand too. One of the things that she did wrong was that she overused half speed. Now, learning levels in half speed is fine, but you have to use it sparingly. The only time I'd recommend using half speed is when you're learning a brand new section that you don't know the click pattern of. The next thing I taught her was practicing with intent. And what I mean by that is not autopiloting when practicing. Use practice mode not to get through the level, but to focus on learning a section. Do each part of the levels deliberately multiple times to get your muscle memory down. And finally, I taught her a 2-step routine to learn any sections of a level, no matter the difficulty. Step 1 is to do a full practice run of the entire level, and then try another one where you try to beat each section 3 times in a row. If you're able to do that, then you're able to beat the level. I also told her some way specific tips like to avoid spamming and use the least amount of clicks possible to get consistent. With that out of the way, I'm gonna give you 3 objectives. 3 objectives for week 2. You are gonna be a demon slayer by the end of this week. Because I have 2 demons for you to beat. The first demon, which I think you're gonna slay. I think it's like super easy. Like the first demon we're gonna be playing is the nightmare. Number 2 is to collect, I think it was 15 coins. That's necessary to do number 3, which is you're also gonna be club step this week. That is club step. Do you want to get the coin today's session? But you want to beat the nightmare. She did the practice run of the nightmare and she was feeling pretty confident.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, now we can do this. This is okay, we
can
do this.
Okay. And those words were definitely really reassuring to hear. But we had to focus on grabbing all of the 10 coins to unlock Club Step and we can get it out of the way. It was really quick and easy, and with enough time, she unlocked Club Step. But I think you can do it. Now, okay, there's a specific strategy I have for you for Club Step. There's just one thing I want you to do right now. Let's focus on the nightmare, but I will tell you the strategy, and as you see, it's going to be called Club Step Start Pause. Now, I explained to her what Start Pause practice is, where basically you have a start position on every section of the level, and you have to turn on Start Pause Switcher on Mega Hack, and you're able to swap between them. The strategy here is to purely practice all of the hard sections individually instead of having to play everything else. Beat Nightmare, beat Club Step.
Goodbye, week 2.
Goodbye, week 2.
I mean, hello, week 2. Alright, so she said I have to properly warm up.
I gave her this level to help her practice the wave while we did some non-wave levels to make sure she gets better at it. I just told her to do 1 practice run every day. She started her practice on the Nightmare and Club Step, but didn't make any crazy progress.
Oh my god. Alright, jumping into practice.
Day 7 though, she did much better and is getting much more consistent at certain sections. She was really struggling at the ship, and this day she was much better at it.
Okay. Wait, that was the fastest practice run ever.
And with consistency comes a new best.
Wait, why did
After that, she did a couple practice runs of Club Step and called it there. Day 8 was more of the same. Practice some Nightmare, more consistency, and practice more of Club Step. This time, she was getting better at Club Step, but she was really struggling at the ship here, which is going to be a theme moving forward. This is something that I noticed as well, so I wrote down for one of the things to focus on when we meet up on the start of week 3. She was built different on day 9. On her first practice run of the Nightmare, she did 0 through 55, and that was really only the start.
I knew it.
took me 10,000 years, but that's okay.
And just like that, she beat her first easy demon. Some people might say that the nightmare is pretty damn easy, which like, yeah, it is, but it's still somewhat difficult compared to someone who literally doesn't know what they're doing. So now her next goal is to beat Club Step, which would be quite a significant jump from the nightmare. She was still struggling with the ship, even after all of these practice runs. I clearly need to step in here.
Why is such a fake? Oh my god! Thank God it's over. I can't do this.
Day 10 was more of the same. Her practicing Club Step, struggling, crying in the club at the ship sections.
Oh my god, please.
Her hardest ship section before Club Step was the nightmare, so she needed some dire help. Even though she was struggling, she remembered the rules that I taught her, and to keep on practicing each sections individually and to learn click patterns in each section. What do I mean by click patterns? Well, let's take this section of Club Step. Instead of just doing a random ship movement in the mouths and relying on RNG, what I wanted her to do was a consistent ship pattern that will get her from A to B the exact same way every time. So the same click pattern, looking the same way every attempt and not varying at all. Treating it as if it was a memory game almost. Because of that, she was getting much better at the ship section and even passed it 3 times in a row.
Wait a minute, I'm passing this one. Wait, it's the 3rd time I passed it in a row.
Though she's struggling on the second half of Club Step, it's not like she's making no progress. Day 12 was our second meetup, and I had a lot to say about how she should take practicing Club Step moving forward.
It's getting difficult, but so far so good. Sometimes I feel like I can't do it.
I'm gonna say it right now. Week 2, infinitely times better than week 1. I have way less things to say, and I think you're on track. I think you're doing good. The first note that I noticed immediately, you're doing good. Practice habit. You're not really using hitboxes that much. You're doing the little slow down mechanics, going in like slowing down, and I think you mastered this though. Now, I do want to talk about this.
Oh, it's really fast. Like, not only do you have to get past like,
Not to be the bearer of bad news, okay? But we need to work on that because that in particular is not very hard. And there's gonna be more of that and a lot more of that coming soon.
Go up.
We're gonna practice her CPS. So I want you to do me a favor. It's clicks per second test. Give it your genuine honest shot. Now I know it's hard for nails.
Ready?
Okay, it's a skill that we could improve on though.
That's bad. A wolf is pretty good.
8.3 is definitely
What's
not bad.
yours?
Wait, I'm wondering, I don't know if you're able to do this. Let me know. Is it possible for you to turn your webcam down so I can see how you're clicking your mouse? Let's see those hands!
Alright, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I can't do this anymore. Can I just do like one finger up in there?
Nah, definitely don't do that. Okay, we're gonna fix that. That's a problem. There are people in Geometry Dash that are genuinely slow at clicking. And this part, I definitely noticed. What if I told you that part in Club Step is just as easy as this part in Cycle? Let me show you how easy it is. Literally, okay, let me slow down and I'll explain what I'm doing, okay? All right, now, I want you to go into the blue portal and just let go.
Blue and let go.
Yeah. Once you hit the blue portal, like once you touch it, let go. Bam, just die.
Okay.
Do that 3 more times. It's easy, right? You can let go.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna add one more step, okay? And now, after you let go, once you're like near the bottom, just hold.
Okay.
I said just like, keep holding until you die. Nice, just like, perfect! Okay, do that like 3 more times. She did a pretty good job at learning the level, and soon enough, we went back to the VOD review. Well, of course you gotta highlight. You beat your first demon in Geometry Dash, the Nightmare.
I'm a demon slayer now. Yay!
And I can confidently say too that with
I'm a
that
demon slayer.
completion, you have ranked up.
Oh.
You're now gold. You did not beat Club Step, but what we're gonna do today, you are gonna have Club Step in 3 runs. You're gonna have right now you have Club Step 26%.
Yes.
Then you did 25 through 51. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do 50 runs through 100. So we're gonna talk about our goals this week. 1, we're gonna beat Club Step, and we are gonna finally start working on 9 Circle. But before we even think about 9 Circles, I want you to put all of your energy on Club Step. And this is something that you hear a lot of top players talking about, like their biggest regrets with Geometry Dash. The hard part isn't actually doing the clicks, it's figuring out there's a term in Geometry Dash called
pattern, right?
Yeah, the click pattern. That's sometimes the hardest part in the level, is like figuring out what's the best way to click. I explained to her the importance of finding a click pattern, and she got the hang of it pretty damn fast. She really is a quick learner, and I, as a coach, was entranced by her ability to pick up things that I told her. That's one of the things that I really like about her. Everyone watching this right now can relate to what's happening on screen right now.
And what is happening on screen?
Struggling on club step. Everybody struggles on club
struggling.
step. Since I had the feeling she was going to be club step really soon, I had her practice 9 circles occasionally to start getting used to it. Even though she is getting better, she is still a noob at the raw. You know what to do. You're holding too long. Yes, you do. Stop lying. Visualize it in your hands like you're holding it. It's like, yeah, this is what I could have. I can have this.
I could have this right now.
How the hell do you just have a gun? What the? Wait, you should threaten me with it. Like I can like as clickbait in the intro. He's like, Henry, don't talk to me ever again. I'm gonna shoot you.
Talk to me, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. While she was practicing club step, I made a mashup of one of her favorite songs with The Weeknd, so she can feel a little more motivated. All right, it's ready.
Oh my god.
I think the next time we meet is when you beat club step. And on day 13, she knew exactly what to do.
Means anything.
She was definitely getting better at that ship section and her overall progress as well.
50%! Yay!
54% is pretty damn good progress so far. Day 14 she was cooking as well. You can definitely tell she's getting extremely comfortable on that ship, and because of her new ship control, she got 2 new bests that day. They really brought themselves back.
55%! Oh my god, 54% to 55. %.
Wait, actually? She was extremely consistent. Even though the average person would be angry, he was in a very good mood today.
72%.
Let's go!
Okay, that's. Alright, now I'm gonna go to light pause and start 70%.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, we go. Let's go back. Let's go back. No! What?
On day 15, she was determined to make more and more progress.
I really stuck at 20%. Oh my god, I'm getting a hard cap.
She's finally starting to feel confident on the idea of beating club step.
Oh, new best was 75? We're good. Oh, 75%? Oh my god, we're almost done. No!
On day 16, she decided to switch things up and dedicate an entire practice day to it. She is finally starting to get semi-consistent at that final ship section, but nothing else of note happened. Day 17 was more of the same, more consistency, died at 78%,
No, I died.
and at 80% back to back.
What?
And then finally at 56%.
Oh my god, so it's no click there? I don't even. Alright guys, let's lock in for realsy. Locking in.
After locking in, she dies at the second half of club step 3 more times and calls it there. This was the final day of the week, and it was time I looked over all the footage and gave her some more one-on-one coaching. However, as the coach, I was personally very happy with the progress she was making. She's been struggling at that ship section of club step, but she finally has it on lock. And looking back at the last couple of days, her consistency is the highest it's ever been, and I knew she was going to beat it very soon. All she needed was a final push. And that was my plan heading into day 18. Hello, Michelle. Welcome to week 3.
Hello.
What's your best right now at club step?
81%.
Today, it's gonna be 100.
100.
Okay, I want you to do 170 through 100 run
Okay.
before you play from 0. I just want to see it. Remember what to do? You know what to do. You know what to do.
I don't
Just
know what to do.
don't overclick. Don't overhold.
We overdo everything.
She grinded some more, and I could tell she was gonna beat it soon.
Stop!
That's good. Your first attempt. You got to 73. That's very impressive. God damn, that's straight fly. What the hell?
I've gotten better at it.
Yeah, better is an understatement. That's like pro players. You get a replay on that, actually? Oh, nice. Yo, let's go! Good shit! That's right. Go into the start pods and then do 70 through 100 again. That's right.
I'm gonna cry.
No!
Dude, I can do it though. Like it's.
She's currently mind blocked, so I'm gonna try to help her get out of that. Being mind blocked is a term used in Geometry Dash where a player is always dying to the same spot in a level no matter what they do. She's been dying at 80% too many times, and it's all about being ready entering that section. My first strategy to help her get unmind blocked is to make her do some no-clip runs, so that's what I did. Okay, this is what we're gonna do now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a no-clip run, and I want you to get club step under 10 deaths. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play club step all the way through without the fear of dying. I want you to keep playing this level in no-clip until you beat it in under 10 deaths. And even if you do go off course to try to get back in course, you died, don't freak out.
I like it. I actually feel like I have extra lives.
Except during this no-clip run, she didn't die at all. Only once right here. So she did a 1 death no-clip run on club step.
Oh my god.
Wow!
YouTube is so good.
1 death! It would have been funny if she beat it right there. She currently has momentum right now, so I threw her back into the wolves and played from 0. This was honestly a hard watch, but her resilience to dying at 80% 10 million times is kind of insane. If it was me dying at 80% that many times, I would have quit and uninstalled Geometry Dash. Alright, so you gotta lock in. You can't make the same mistake like 10 times. But she was literally, and I mean this literally, making it to 80% every goddamn attempt. She was obviously mind blocked, but surely, eventually, one of these attempts, she's gonna get past it. And eventually, that eventually came. No! Nice try! Oh my god, you passed it though, you passed it. Who passed it?
I did.
Let's fucking
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I can.
I told you, I expected for you to die at the end there. It's just like, there's no way you're not nervous after
would
dying
you
there so many
say
times.
that?
No, she made it back to 87% and died. And I tried to give her some quick tips. Control your nerves. All she had to do was pass it one more time, and I was confident she was going to beat it. You are literally so consistent. I knew she was gonna beat it within the 10 minutes, and all I did was just sit and wait, and eventually, she did it. She beat Club Step. Let's go! Let's freaking go! I knew it. You were gonna do it soon.
Yay! Oh my god, we did it somehow.
How many attempts? I'm actually kind of curious. Total attempts. I don't know if you broke 2,000.
Okay.
We're also gonna count the start pause.
Okay.
That's fine. And now, after beating Club Step, there's one final goal she has to do. It's time to finally go for 9 circles. Since the challenge is for 31 days, she had roughly 2 weeks to beat 9 circles, which I thought was a doable time frame. So we jumped straight into it, and she was, well, not that excited to say the least.
Okay, this one does seem a little bit more doable.
Exactly, but like you're so scared. It's okay to be scared because it looks it's daunting for sure. One of the things that I noticed right off the bat was that she was very bad at this 9 circles ball. Usually people don't struggle on this, but I guess it's because I didn't really have her practice it that much since she is jumping straight from club step. She didn't really know how to read ball gameplay yet, so this is something that I have to emphasize later. Regardless though, I had a unique strategy to try to help her learn the 9 circles wave. Of course, everyone knows 9 circles as well. 9 circles. It has this unique effect where it flashes the background quickly. This effect has now been iconic. I knew that a person jumping from club step isn't going to be very good at this, so what do you do when you don't know how to ride a bike yet? That's right, you use training wheels. And the equivalent of training wheels for Geometry Dash is the beloved layout mode. What layout mode does is, well, hence the name, it turns a regular level into a super simplified version. Layout mode is perfect for this level because it takes the difficulty away from the flashing lights to purely only focus on the wave gameplay, since she really does need the help. I thought it was perfect for her to start learning 9 circles like this. You can get used to the flashing lights later.
Nah. Yeah, you're right. Maybe this was more doable than the other one. Supposedly. I'm not lying. I never thought I would finish club step. I said it. I was like,
wow, really? Okay, so what do you think of that? Think it's doable?
Catch me next week. Right now, no. But I'll report my check-ins every day. They went and wait for it. So we have chosen 9 circles, unfortunately, so...
She knows exactly what to do. She's done this before. Slowly learn the level by learning 9 circles backwards. First get used to the ending, then go from 80, 70%, and so on. So I instructed her to stay on layout mode until I felt confident enough that she didn't need it. And to my surprise, on day 19, she literally got the ending down fast.
Yep, there we go.
After doing the ending in one run, she got a new best of 8% and kept trying to learn the pre-drop, which is going directly against my orders, but that's okay because Honey, her cat, interrupted her during her Geometry Dash session and it was honestly really cute.
Alright, hold on. I think that'll be it for today, low key. Honey's we'll practice 80 to 100 again, 0 to 10, and then master the wave a little bit.
Damn, thanks for saying it for me. She has 10 more days in the challenge and she's starting to feel pretty confident.
Okay, you know what? I already basically know it.
She's still struggling, but she actually is kind of enjoying the wave gameplay, and she knows she has a ton of time, so there's no reason to stress. She takes a small break learning the wave and attempts to learn the ball again, but to no success.
I want to master this ball section.
Because she low-key really sucks at the ball. This might be a problem. She wanted to see what 9 circles look like without layout mode because she genuinely didn't know, so she turned off the lights and this was her genuine first reaction.
Oh my god, this is a whole nother game. Oh, because it's a fake box. What? Okay, that's enough for me.
She kept the lights off on day 21 for now, and she wanted to get more used to the level without layout mode.
Who thinks I can do this within a week? The day that I finish this would be a miracle.
No, you were so confident. I think I can do this. You're like, oh yeah, this is doable.
No, it's not doable. I changed my mind.
And I don't think having layout mode off is going to help her very much.
That's exactly what you said for Club Step. You beat it. Surprise, right?
Okay.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what you
I
said.
know.
That's exactly what you said for the Nightmare. You beat it. Surprise. That's exactly what you said for what was it?
But this is
Literally
different.
Every other level,
After trying my hardest to console her, she grinded the start of the wave, and every once in a while, a good run shines through. She was definitely going through the 5 stages of grief, though.
We did it! Oh
Damn, that was faster than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And okay, tell me then
what
you said about 5 minutes ago.
Okay,
Literally, and I want to say this. I want to say this. I don't want to point out to everybody that's watching this. Literally 5 minutes ago, she said, "I don't think I can do this."
Okay, well,
And in 5 minutes,
it
she
looks
did.
like a lot harder, okay? Like when you actually... If I can get there.
How
But-
much do you want to be 9 circles right now?
I want to be done with it. The same way I want to be done with club stuff.
Okay, if you were to put it in a scale of 1 to 10.
15. Okay, seems doable now. Whatever I said at the beginning, I don't know.
After crying in the club once again, without me saying this, she noticed that her choke point is the 50%
Okay, this is gonna be
slowdown.
my choke point. I'm saying this right now. I will struggle here when indefinitely. I would always struggle with this.
For some reason, she really struggled getting over this gap when she slows down. Which, to be entirely honest, did kinda scare me, considering that that section isn't supposed to be difficult, but I prayed that it was just her not being used to it. And for the rest of the day, she just did some more practice and prayed. Promising signs showed up on day 22. She's slowly starting to get better at the first ship, and her mini-wave gameplay is low-key looking really clean. Remember, the easiest way to get better wave is to try to minimize the amount of clicks possible in a section. That way, you have more control over what you need to do, because it's very easy to get lost with your wave.
I'm so happy I beat club step. How did I beat this
You
gear?
wanna hold, yeah, like that. You wanna, you have to touch the top part.
One thing that didn't change though is that she still sucks at the ball.
Bad checkpoint.
Follow Luna.
I'm trying. Luna's just speeding past.
I mean, the difference between yesterday and today is
Yes, I know. You should have included me yesterday. I can't do this. I can't.
double click.
Someone has a cat in here.
I
Up,
think that's Luna.
down.
Up, down, then double. Why are you not double clicking?
I did.
Are you a good boy? What are you saying?
Why would he type that?
That's
Why
the
would he
worst part.
type that? That's so funny. I have a
Bro,
TikTok
just
that I
answer
said.
the question. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
What?
After getting teased, she practices this dual section some more since she's been struggling
Okay,
at that.
stay paused right there. Look,
Yes.
look how I do it.
Okay.
Up, down. You gotta focus. Lock in. Focus up. Pretend it's like you're in an ace clutch right now. Okay.
you know, little progress a day, which I'm pretty happy about.
On day 23, she cooked. She started off the day with one of her best runs yet, 40 through 60, which is pretty damn good considering that she's been feeling really good about the second half of the wave, which is the entire mini wave section.
Oh my god, I did 40 to 60.
60,
And then once I
that's
make
so
it through
good.
this, it's easy slay. Like, look.
Yeah.
So she was feeling so confident, I figured that it was now time for her to start to get used to the actual level with flashing lights.
You know what? I think it's time.
So I instructed her to turn off the lights. And this is how that went.
You got it. You got it. Okay, do the ending first. Do the ending.
No.
After crying in the club for the 5th time, she did the ending, the actual way, and starts learning the wave. She at first was caught super off guard by the flashing lights, but
Oh my god, this is pure memorization. It's not even by looking no more.
I just had to remind her that the core gameplay stayed the same. The only thing that changed was the way it looked.
I don't know if I can do it again. I won't lie.
Yeah. You know what? If you're struggling to see, you can turn it on for now to help
Yeah.
guide you, but we're gonna turn it off later.
Yeah.
Learning levels like these are all mentality, so it's important that you have good habits. But it seemed like she's slowly starting to get used to it, which is good.
Like, I can't even see where my wave is going. Focus on my thinking.
I mean,
right
if
now.
you were to ask me, it looks like you're dying the same regular deaths that you were dying to the before.
I got this.
Like, I don't see any difference. Okay, so I think this is just cope that's coming. What did you say 5 minutes ago? I can't.
Okay.
And then now you're like, oh yeah, you're right. This is random deaths.
She grinded some more and ended off the practice session with more ball practice, which she really didn't enjoy. On day 23, I wanted to see where she was at with her skill, so I instructed her to do a practice run.
Do one practice run of 9 circles, and I'll see.
What I noticed immediately was that she still sucked at the ball no matter what practice we had. It seems like everything I tell her just goes through one ear and out the other, but I was confident that she'd get used to it eventually.
I don't get it, but we're gonna move on because I can't do this anymore.
You know, that's a good way of thinking about it. Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't see!
Blinking.
I cannot see. Like, I literally cannot see where the corners end. That's why I'm running into the corners. Watch.
For someone literally wearing glasses, I find it ironic that she says I can't see like a billion times.
I'm not gonna lie, I highly doubt we'll finish this by Friday. And I'm saying this as a realist.
Yeah, as an optimist, I'm also a little scared.
Oh, you're an optimist? You gave up on me? Oh my god.
No, I didn't give up.
Bro, I cannot see. Like, look.
While it might seem scary, I had high hopes. I mean, it's only natural someone who is used to seeing one background would get scared off by a flashing one.
Okay, when it flashes, just try to really quickly, like, remember where it's going.
So not
Is everything
only are we
moving?
begging for luck and skill, we're also banking on memory. Oh my god, I can't see.
Through it. So, like, which one is it? Which one is it?
But while she was saying she can't get used to it, what I was seeing was something else. The death she was making was the exact same deaths that she also had during layout mode. AKA, she's just coping.
I can't see.
It's not the layout mode that's making her do bad, it's just the gameplay. She's making really good progress, and as time goes on, she's starting to even forget that she played this level on layout mode.
You're right. Oh my gosh, I made it.
Which is good. Her consistency is getting better, her ship is getting better, and more importantly, her wave skills are for sure getting better. And it made me more confident that she's capable of beating 9 circles in the next 7 days.
Hold on, let me try turning the music back on so I can see if I can listen. Well, I don't know what it sounds like at all. Like, I don't even know.
Okay, sure.
Oh! Alright, let's do... Wait, what was that? Oh my god. That's so EDM-y. What?
You know,
Oh
I
my
reckon-
god, what am I, the rave?
what I
Lights are
think-
flashing! Bro, I've never been stuck at like the same 5% for so long.
If you say I can't see one more time, like, I'll buy you a new pair of glasses. Like, what's going on here?
It has nothing to do with glasses. It's the fact that you turn the lights
can't
on.
see.
On day 25, I told her to focus on the boss section since it's about time she starts to learn the pre-drop. I wanted her to take it easy though because I know she doesn't enjoy playing the boss section, and all I did was tell her to beat it 3 times. To my surprise, maybe it was her confidence, her mood, or whatever it was because she got the ball down on lock.
Late. You do it late.
Today, I would recommend to just do the ball.
Okay, yes, we can do it. We can literally do it. Okay, alright. I can't believe I'm doing all this just because Heavy plays this game. I think when I was like 12 years old, I really liked dubstep.
I think everyone went through a dubstep phase.
Okay.
So, what do you right now? Number one thing you struggle the most on?
Probably the ship because I haven't practiced it as much.
Well, she is getting better at the ball, but I didn't exactly say she mastered it just yet. It's about time she got a new best, so I told her to take a break, play from zero, and this happened.
27! That's so good! That is so good!
I think a new best is the best way to end off a day, but we're now entering day 26. We only have 5 more days. It's about time we start taking our practice a little more seriously. And practicing seriously she did. She got runs that she's never gotten before.
What?
Like almost the entire second half of the wave done in one run. 50 through 80. Which would have honestly turned into a 50 through 100 if she didn't die there. And did it again too, later. Clearly, a choke point for her is 80%, which to no one's surprise is another duel section. Hopefully this doesn't turn into another club step 80% situation.
Someone's free me. Someone's free me right now.
Day 27, only 4 more days left in the challenge. What does she have in store for us today?
That's how we spent a lot of time. Oh, I was looking pretty good. I say so myself.
The good thing is that her very first run playing from zero, she made it to the drop, which is always a good sign. It's about time she made some serious progress, and serious progress she made. Really quickly, 50 through 80s turned into 40 through 80s, and now she has a solid chance to get a big new best soon. And I think she knew that too, because this happened very shortly after. %73%, absolutely amazing. Everything is coming along perfect. If she keeps this up, she's on track to beating 9 circles exactly on day 31. All she has to do is lock in and make things happen. By this point, I taught her everything she needs to know to beat 9 circles. There's no further knowledge I can teach her. Now it's up to her determination to make this happen. Day 28. She didn't play no games either. She went straight back into the Star Plus copy and started grinding out practice runs. She almost did 60 through 100. Lock in. Oh, that was a good run though. It's important to note that she's also not dying to her common choke points of 50 and 80, which is signs of improvement. She was pretty happy with that progress and left day 28 there. Some people might think that her playtime isn't enough. I want to say, as a self-called professional, you really only need a minimum of 30 minutes for something to sit in your muscle memory. So if you want to improve at a level in Geometry Dash, all you need to do is practice it for 30 minutes and you will make guaranteed improvements, which is exactly what she did. Time's slowly starting to run out though, and we're on day 29. 2 more days left. Her personal best is 73%. And unfortunately, she wasn't really feeling Geometry Dash that day. She only had like 1 good run and called it really early, so there isn't much to document. Day 30 though was the complete opposite. She was ready for a long 9 circles grinding session. She started off the day with a 40 through 76% run and figured she was ready to play from zero. And literally immediately afterwards, she got 70%. Maybe I will stream today then. I have to do some more.
I did a 0 to 70. Whoa.
What? She was so locked in that she almost forgot to react. I mean, seriously, how do you get 70% and act so nonchalantly? Her grind didn't stop. She got 69 right after and then got 71.
No.
This is almost back to back. It's the same pattern that she had in Club Step, and I knew she was close to beating 9 circles. It might be day 30, but I knew she was either going to beat it today or tomorrow. So I grabbed some popcorn and watched her pop off.
No, 63. 77, new best. New
Day
best
30
80.
might be the day with the craziest progress, and look at her consistency. I knew that exactly on day 31, with no more days left, she was going to beat it. In fact, I was so confident, I even started up my stream and did a watch party of her beating 9 circles. This is happening today for sure. That's what I'm talking about. I knew she was going to beat it. When you have as much experience as I do, you notice patterns, and you just know when someone's gonna beat a level that day. And I saw that in her on day 31.
You're gonna make me nervous.
No, you're good. Oh, good. Just pretend I'm not even here. Oh, you know what you should do? You should turn on auto deafen.
What's that?
Like when you reach it, you can set so when you reach a certain percentage, it deafens you on Discord.
Wow, GD has a plugin for that with Discord?
Yep. You're gonna beat 9 circles. I want to hear you say it. I'm gonna beat 9 circles today.
I might be.
No, there's no. Tell Michelle that it took me 10,000 plus attempts to beat 9 circles.
10,000 attempts for
Yep.
this level?
Everyone in my chat has beaten 9 circles before, and you're gonna be one of us soon.
Ooh, oh my god, one of us! Should we do a bet? Will I beat it within the next hour?
I'm actually down. You guys wanna do
Do
gamba?
you have a bet?
Go crazy, chat.
I will gamble all in even though last time I lost everything.
Can I vote?
Sure, you're gonna bet on yourself?
I'll vote against
What is
myself.
this insider trading that's going on here? Whoa, you can't vote against yourself because now you're just gonna throw. I put all in on no. Wow.
I'm dead!
Gonna prove Polly wrong or what? Oh my, why can Nightbot just timed out Fossabot? What the heck? I told her to do some star pause runs to remember what she has to do, and she did 40 through 80. I knew that she was locked in. I could tell. So I told her to go back to 0. Okay, that was a great run. Great run. Okay, play from 0. Play from 0.
Okay.
Play from 0. That was a really good run. Just remember, when you get to 80, what are you gonna do? Remember the click pattern that you just practiced. What I didn't expect was for her to beat 9 circles right there.
I'm gonna cry. I need to go back again.
Guys, go is 50. Let's just put 50 go. Why not?
What does that mean?
So basically, when you reach 50%, chat's gonna start spamming to cheer for you.
No! Do it at like 80.
80 is your personal best. That makes 0 sense. You have to you have to cheer for them like a little before their personal best so they can get a new personal best. That's like Jump Dash culture.
75%.
Too early. It has to be like
Okay, 70%.
I think 60% or 50 is a really good spot. All right, you got
65.
this. Okay, here we go, chat. This is a run. Wait. Holy shit, go! She's going! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh my god!
OMG! Does it count if I do on slight pause?
Oh my god! She getting fluky! Oh my god! There's no way!
Okay, no, I'm
There's
gonna
no
rage.
fucking
I'm
way!
actually gonna
There's
rage.
no
I'm gonna
fucking
rage. I beat
way!
it on slight pause.
What? Oh my
I'm
god!
gonna
There's
rage.
what? She fluked it! She fluked it!
I'm gonna
Oh my
rage. I'm gonna
god!
rage. I'm gonna rage.
Yup, that's right. I couldn't write a better script than that. She beat 9 circles exactly on day 31. What's funny is that she thought her run didn't count because she beat it on the start pause copy instead of the real thing, but it definitely counts.
I can't believe
She
it.
fluked the ending! Holy shit!
Okay, so do I have to do it on the real one?
No, that
have to,
counts,
right?
that counts, you beat it.
That counts? It
You
counts?
beat it, you
Are
beat
you
it.
It counts? Are you sure it counts?
And now you can be proud that your hardest is now 9 circles. Okay, wait, let's check attempt count. So how many attempts on the regular one? All right, chat, do some math. 1413.
Oh my god!
Oh shit. Okay. That's fine. That's okay. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. That's fine. So your total attempt count is 14k for 9 circles.
Oh my god!
How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I feel like I've put in a lot of work and it's finally come true.
Out of 10, how would you rate the funness of this level?
9.5. Hi everyone, thanks for watching this video. It's Michelle. For those who don't know, I'm also a Twitch streamer. I mainly play Valorant. Feel free to stop by. Maybe you'll catch my cat Honey as well. And thank you so much for watching. You might find Henry in there as well.
This is my girlfriend Michelle about to beat Acropolis, a notoriously difficult insane demon. But there's one detail that I haven't mentioned. She just started playing the game 2 months ago. You probably recognize her from this video where I coached her from X up to 9 circles in exactly 31 days. In that video, I promised this. If this video somehow gets 3,000 likes, then I'll have Michelle beat Cataclysm. Well, that wasn't really supposed to happen. Can I coach someone to an extreme demon? And to make things even worse, Cataclysm is known for not being beginner friendly. Many people have attempted Cataclysm as their first extreme demon, and many have dropped it. Many literally quit trying to beat this level because of how hard the beginning section is. So I, as the official coach of Michelle, had to make sure that I coach her in the best way possible to successfully beat this challenge. Michelle though was ready to attempt this, to see how fast she could go from being a new player to beating the hardest difficulty the game has to offer. But Michelle would never expect for these next 30 days to be the most gruesome, frustrating, and downright hardest thing she's ever done in her entire career.
You can't do it.
Well, I don't want to do a lot of things. Throughout this next month, I will be coaching Michelle full time, giving her tips and tricks and brand new techniques that I've learned researching for this video. So if you want to improve as fast as Michelle, I'd keep watching because I promise you, there are tips in this video that you have never heard of before. Now this video is going to be split up into two parts. The difference in skill between 9 Circles and Cataclysm is just way too much. To be honest, I also don't really know exactly how long it'll take for me to coach Michelle from 9 Circles to Cataclysm. Instead, my goal was trying to see how fast I could possibly do it. So continuing off from last video, let's start this challenge on day 0.
Thank you.
Wait, did you say day 0? That doesn't make any sense. The last video ended off on day 31. Well, this is the beginning of this challenge, but this day doesn't count. As in, this day is just me preparing Michelle for the grind. So let's take a step back and allow me to explain my plan to coach Michelle to Cataclysm. First things first though, I needed a better coaching plan. In part 1 of Noob to Pro, I coached her once a week looking through her footage. And when it came to 9 Circles, I was a lot more active. But this time around, that wasn't gonna cut it. She needs more advice. So I need to be more active, and by that I mean I need to be there. I need to watch her every move, analyze, try to improve her strategy every single day to do the most efficient coaching I can do. Now I needed to think about how exactly I'm gonna get Michelle from 9 Circles to Cataclysm. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not gonna make her jump because 1, that's not fun. And if you watched my last video, you know that I emphasized that having fun is one of the most important factors. And 2, it's not even close to efficient. Here's the thing though, I wanted Michelle to beat Cataclysm at a reasonable time. I could just give her like 10 insane demons to beat and call it a day, but that would just take way too long. I needed to find the least amount of demons for her to do while still being able to beat Cataclysm as fast as possible. So I settled on 4 demons she has to beat, each teaching her a mechanic that will be vital for her to beat the ultimate challenge. So this is my plan. First, I'm gonna have her play Forest Temple by Michigan. I chose this level because I didn't think she was ready to jump to an insane demon difficulty yet. I wanted her to improve her raw typing and skill while still being around the same difficulty of 9 Circles. So a level that fit this description was Forest Temple. And as for the next demons on her ladder, well, we'll get to those when we get there. Right now, she has to focus on Forest Temple. One of the first things I knew I had to do if she wanted to beat Cataclysm fast was get her on the best input device of all time. You guys know what I'm talking about? The Sayo device. Now that we have all that out of the way, it was finally time I told her the first level she was gonna beat. The first level we're gonna do, it's a hard demon. This is around the same difficulty as 9 Circles.
This is doable. This is not on the same difficulty as 9 Circles.
And hearing that definitely gave me a lot of reassurance.
I just want to like teleport myself to the time and be like, yeah, I did it. Because that sounds like 10 years away, low key.
Let's start this challenge off on day 32. She did her first practice run of Forest Temple, and all I wanted for her to do was just get a general feel for the level. It's pretty obvious though that she had some immediate problem areas that I had to take into account. For example, this ship section right here, she had a tough time learning. But for now, I'm not telling her to do anything crazy, just to get used to the entire level and know more or less what to do. And well, she did the same strategy that I've been telling her from day 1. She learned the level backwards and did 73 to 100%, which is for the robot to the ending.
Yay!
She ended off that practice session right there, but hopped back on later in the night and started streaming.
What would you say is good progress?
Well, you already did 70 through the 100. Did you get 50 through 100 today? Amazing progress.
I figured that since she made such fast progress already and found it to be pretty easy, I told her to aim for 50 through 100. Definitely though, before she's able to do that, she has to build her consistency from the robot. So I also told her to get 73 through 100% 3 more times until she's ready to move back.
Okay, 3.
She absolutely demolished 73 through 100 in such a short time that it honestly surprised me. I was more than confident that if she learns this UFO part, she's going to be able to do it. She struggled to find the click pattern to this UFO, so I told her to take a break and play the first ship section. That just caused more problems because it kind of frustrated her knowing that she's bad at that part.
You guys
Don't
saw
focus on
me.
that right now. Focus
Yeah,
on
but like, I just have such bad
focus on
ship
50,
control.
focus on 50.
And in her head, she figured that if she's bad at that part, then she should practice it. But let me tell you why that is actually not that good of an idea. Let's call this my Tato X3 coach tip of the day. Learn the beginning, practice the end. And what I mean by that is that you want the later end of the level mastered while only learning the beginning. The reason why is simple logic. When you play from zero, you're always going to have the most of your attempts from the first half of the level. Which means when you play, you will naturally practice the first parts of any level. Which means when you're practicing a level and you want to be efficient, you need to be spending the bulk of your practice learning the second half. So while yes, this 20% ship is a problem, she's going to have more than enough time to learn that later, when she actually starts doing runs from zero. For now though, I want her to really master 50 through 100%. Have this quote in the back of your mind at all times. Learn the beginning, practice the end.
I will do this. It's a matter of when.
That's what I like to hear.
Watching her gameplay though surprised me. She has a pretty good natural straight fly, and this part is pretty damn hard. So the fact that she picked it up this fast was really impressive.
Bro, I'm stuck here. It's like not fun no more.
After an hour or two, her best run was 50 through 82. But it wasn't 100. She had this first UFO part down by this point, and I knew she was on the verge of getting the run down, so I broke it down even further and told her to go for 60 through 100 instead, since she already mastered the UFO. And like I predicted, she got that run really fast.
Well, I did it.
Let's go! I saw it!
Now, as the coach, I didn't know this at the time, but I realized that right here, I did something known as context switching, which really helped her learn 50 to 100. I unintentionally used a pretty advanced muscle memory technique on her by telling her to switch to 60 without even realizing, but I promise you, later in this video, I did a ton of research on muscle memory, and how to build muscle memory correctly, and the most efficient ways to learn any skill, because I took my job as coach seriously. And what I learned surprised me. But before we get into the advanced techniques, let's go back to Michelle to see if she was finally able to— Wait, did she just get 50 through 100?
Yes! Let's go!
Yay!
She grinded out around 4,000 attempts that stream, and damn, for the first day of this challenge, having half of the level done on Forest Tempo is a really good sign. On day 33, she told me that she didn't have much time to play, so I wanted to make sure that she had 50 through 100% mastered, and I told her to get that run one more time. And you could tell that her ship control here is so much better than before. And 30 minutes into her practice, she was able to get 50 through 100% once again and called it there.
I did it. Yes!
Wait, seriously?
The next day though, she was absolutely dialed in, and I knew it was time to teach her a new technique. Remember earlier back when I said, throughout this next month I will be coaching Michelle full time, giving her tips and tricks and brand new techniques that I've learned researching for this video. Well, it's about time to teach her a brand new technique that I've been developing based off of my research I've done into building muscle memory. I wanted to research the best and most efficient ways to build muscle memory the quickest. The first question I wanted to answer though is, how do you actually build muscle memory? Well, I won't go too in-depth, but essentially it all comes down to your brain's neuroplasticity. You see, neuroplasticity is like a chemical in your brain that enhances your ability to form new neurons or connections. And well, that is directly related to muscle memory because muscle memory is the brain's ability to coordinate movement, which is built through, you guessed it, neuroplasticity. So to answer the question, how do you build muscle memory the fastest? Instead, it would be way more accurate to say, how do you increase your neuroplasticity? Because having higher neuroplasticity would directly equal to stronger connections being built in your brain, and thus having stronger muscle memory. Are we following? Pay attention, because these tips I'm going to give you are scientifically proven to be one of the best ways to build any muscle memory. Now, I don't want to completely info dump you, so I'll be introducing you guys to my research and techniques as we go on in the video. But the first one I'm dropping here is called chunk drilling. But since that low-key isn't the greatest name, I'm going to call this the switch strat. Here's how it works. You have one goal. Let's say you're like Michelle, who wants to get 50 through 100%. That's your main goal. Instead of practicing 50 through 100 over and over again, every time we die to a different section, we're gonna swap over to that start position, do it once correctly, and then going back to your main goal and trying again. A practice run would look kind of like this. Let's say I died to 70% from 50. I swapped over to the 70% start position. I do this part once, then go back to 50%. And now this time, since we we reinforced the correct click pattern of that segment, we got it down, but this time died to 80%. So why swap over to 80? Do it once, then go back. Doing this gives your brain a clear, specific feedback that this is the pattern we need to fix. Here's the thing you need to remember though. Neuroplasticity thrives on high quality practice. So repeating the correct click pattern of that part in the level right after you die there from your goal will reinforce the desired neural pathway, thus having stronger muscle memory. Now I'm gonna call this strategy the switch strat, and it's something I'm gonna implement on Michelle's training. So whenever I refer to the switch strat, this is what I mean. She did the switch strat, and in literally 2 minutes, she got 50 through 100%. I knew she was ready, so I told her to start practicing from the beginning. And I was starting to aim to get force tempo in 3 runs. So I wanted her to get 25% from 0, so she could have 75% of the level finished. And well, since she did some light practice already, she was able to do this super easily. Started with a fat 19%. 20%. Nice! Let's go! W progress!
No, it's not.
Keep
I'm
going,
dead.
keep going. And 23% until she finally got 25%.
Oh, I got exactly 25. I'm dead.
I decided to end the session there because I don't want her to over practice since that does hurt neuroplasticity. So she took a good night's sleep and came back on day 35. This day, she grinded a lot. I switched her focus to that 25% chip since we're done neglecting it now. She did a general warm-up of the level and really zeroed in on 25 through 50% practice like I told her.
Man, I just like the later half so much more. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Until she got this run.
Oh, that's pretty good. 26 to 75?
75%. Oh no, ma'am, that was 25 through 80. And thanks to her dedicated practice of 25 through 50 like I told her, she definitely got much better at this ship part and the wave right after. Which, it's time we talk about this wave because it's pretty tricky. See, there's this transition that Michelle has been struggling to. This one right here, where she can't seem to understand how to do this transition properly. She learned to do this really weird click pattern when she let go and it goes up into the ship, causing her ship to start off an upwards momentum. Now to be completely honest, that's pretty inconsistent and it's going to lead to a lot of deaths. So I have to make sure I correct this click pattern. Needless to say though, she played from 0 and got a really big fluke in her progress.
Got me like a crazy ambition. I want a mission.
42%, and I'm very happy with that, and it really seems like my coaching is really starting to show. Now, dear viewer, let me talk to you for a second. You're gonna notice that Michelle does this trend, where she consistently plays 2 times every day. She plays once in the morning when she wakes up, then she plays at night and starts up her live stream. Well, it just so happens that this is actually a very good thing to help build muscle memory. But I promise you, I'll get into this later. Just know from now on that she does 2 sessions every day, and here she is on her 2nd session.
Aim for 50% today. Just go for a new best, okay?
You heard me. All I did was give her 1 goal, and let's see if she's able to make that happen. Her first run from 0, she got past her biggest choke point, which is that ship, and got 32%.
I didn't die. I didn't get the best. I'm dead.
And with her new consistency, she was actually not struggling on that ship, but keeps unfortunately dying to this wave section. I really do think though that it's just her nerves getting to her since she hasn't particularly struggled on this part. So all she has to do is grind it enough time for her body to get used to it, and she'll fly right by.
New best 40. I'm dead. Alright, I'm gonna make it to the wave again, and I'm gonna slap it up.
Yeah, just keep the wave in mind. Just think about the wave constantly. And when you get there,
Okay.
think about what you just did.
And here's your next Halo X3 coach tip of the day. If you're dying to a part because of nerves or a mind block, the best thing to do is to just hyper focus on that part. Just like how I told Michelle, the only thing you should be thinking about is that section and mentally preparing for it. You want to think about that click pattern, clicking at the right times, and imagining yourself passing it, and knowing exactly where to click and how. And well, while that tip might have worked, she died to the ship part right after and got 42%. But because of my coaching from part 1 of New to Pro, she knows to have the right mentality. Be happy about the progress and celebrate small wins. If you die at 42% again, don't say, "Damn it, I died to that part again. How could I be so dumb?" Instead, I'd rather you say, "Let's go, I'm getting more consistent. I got the 42% again. Next time I got it." It really keeps you mentally in check for the long run. And well, what did you guess? Right after breaking through her mind block at that wave and keeping my tip in mind, she got another new best, 44%. She's been grinding for a while though, so she called it quits there. But as the coach, if she keeps up this pace, she definitely has it in the next coming days.
I didn't get 50% as I wanted to yesterday, so hopefully today. We'll see.
So remembering back on what I said last time, this is her first session of the day, and I wanted to deliberately practice this time around, so I went ahead and tried to fix that pretty bad click pattern. Instead of going up into the portal, it would be way more consistent going down into it so you can recorrect your ship easier for that strafe fly.
What was that? Was that you? Oh, someone just followed me. I was like, what the?
She tried her hardest and eventually got it. But here's the thing though, I could tell that she either wasn't feeling the greatest or wasn't having fun. And as my part of being coach, I had to encourage her.
Don't tell me you can't do it. Yes, you can. You got this.
Shoutout is a patience game. Like it means dedication and patience.
You don't get a refund or anything like that.
No, I get an upgrade because you already took it.
I guess.
Huh?
Just put that on my tab.
You don't even know what I'm happy for.
I don't care. You could ask for a car. I'll give you it.
Alexa, why does the music keep on stopping?
Playing your liked and most played songs.
I'm asking you a question, buddy.
Sorry.
Alexa's dumb.
Anyways, I had to go leave the call to go work out, but she continued on practicing. And after enough patience, as she said, she got the run I wanted her to get. That's 30 through 100%. She officially had the level in 2 runs, and it's about time we start the real grind from 0. She took an hour break and started her second session out of 4 of the day. Yes, I said 4, she really grinded this day.
Stop being me! Stop being angry! Stop being bad! Stop playing on my keyboard. Back.
Considering she just got 30 through 100%, she should be able to make great progress flukes. Assuming she got over her nerves, and well, very shortly into her session, she got a banger 44%.
Oh, guys, I'm dead.
But she didn't stop there. She was going to grind, and her consistency was absolutely insane, passing the first cube every single attempt. Right when I came back from working out, she was able to make it as far as 66%.
No!
Yay!
Seeing her at 66% had me at the edge of my seat, and from here on out, things got real. And after 52%, she wanted to call it there.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
She showered, came back, and started session number 3. This is where we hit our first roadblock. And looking back and knowing what I know now, what happens to Michelle next makes complete sense.
This isn't mine.
This is not a mind block. I just don't know the pattern, so I'm doing the same wrong one.
I'm about to show you guys exactly how building muscle memory works, and I'm going to help you learn this in the context of Geometry Dash. See, going into session 3, Michelle completely forgot how to do the click pattern of the 20% UFO.
No, because I had a click pattern to get through it. Now I don't.
And as you can see here, she was starting to get frustrated. But thanks to my research, believe it or not, that's actually a very good sign that you're learning effectively. She knows how to do this UFO part. She's done it before, many times. But for some reason today, she just can't remember, and it makes her frustrated thinking she's washed. But what if I told you that actually means Michelle is quite literally at maximum neuroplasticity? To explain it very simply, recall that neuroplasticity is the process of forming those new neurons and strengthening connections. You can think about it like when you're learning new information, or let's say a new click pattern, or just the consistency that you've been grinding. Your brain removes that useless information that you're not using to make room for that new click pattern. It's not as simple as that though, but that's the gist of it. What really happens is that when you're having deliberate practice session, for example, Michelle practicing 30 to 100% earlier, the brain is actively reinforcing that neuron or connection of muscle memory. And since your brain isn't really using that neuron of the 20% UFO click pattern, it weakens that connection and focuses on the new neuron that you're working on. But it's important to know that it doesn't mean you forgot. It will always be there. All you have to do now is go back, practice it again, and just like that, it'll seem like your brain will suddenly re-remember and activate that neuron. And to make things even better, not only does it come back, but it comes back stronger. So what does this all mean? Essentially, this means that neuroplasticity is working at its limit. You are at peak capacity in terms of learning. That means that if you're in a situation like how Michelle is right now, I know it might be frustrating in the moment, but it's actually a very good sign that neuroplasticity is happening in your brain, and the fact that that neuron weakened or makes you forget the click pattern means that your neuroplasticity is at peak performance. That's right. You forgetting means that you are near maximum capacity. And according to this article right here, it's a hallmark of effective deliberate practice. Think about it like this, if you're not forgetting the click pattern, then you wouldn't be challenging your brain to continually retrieve and refine it. Now let's apply this to Michelle. Michelle did deliberate practice of 33 with 100% right before and forgot the click pattern of the UFO. Coincidence? Definitely not. Essentially, I did a great job as a coach, so yay me. Anyways, back to Michelle. I reassured her that this is a good sign, but this is where Michelle made a very grave mistake. Well, yes, what I said is great and all, but this only matters if Michelle is actually having fun.
Well, it's the same clicks, but it's just like sometimes some of it is like 1 centimeter higher than the other.
But right now, she's frustrated and she wants to give up. The problem was that she forgot the click pattern but didn't actively try to find it again. She got in her own head that she was washed and she just mentally checked out. Thankfully though, she had me. And you best believe as her coach that I wouldn't let that happen. So I just straight up told her the click pattern. I told her to aim for her UFO right here and jump and everything else will align. But I wasn't happy with this. I didn't want to just tell her the answer. I wanted her to figure it out on her own. But that's okay, not everyone's perfect. She left and came back for session 4 of that day, and this time she turned on her stream.
I love this game, but I'm just like, it's frustrating at the same time, and I'm just like, realistically, what are the chances of me doing this?
Feeling better about remembering that UFO click pattern, she locked the hell in. And after warming up, started runs from 0. Now this time, instead of forgetting the UFO, it seems like she's lost consistency on the ship. But remember what I just said. All she has to do is relearn it and the muscle memory will come back stronger, like she never forgot. Eventually, after some light practice, she got past the ship and died to the wave.
What would you say is your like strongest one then? You're good at ship? Ship is like one of my worst ones. You can see when I fly, I'm like, watch, go. It's so bad.
I find it ironic that she says her ship is bad when she straight flies like this, so I really don't know what she's smoking. Her consistency though is definitely at its best, and she got 30% back to back. And if she continues to grind it out, she's bound to get an insanely good run once her nerves calm down. And as she continues to grind it out, she forgot that she even had trouble with this ship section and the UFO, and that is truly the power of being in flow zone.
Okay, that's good.
She's been grinding for a solid minute though, and I'll touch into this later as well, but grinding for more than an hour at a time is actually pretty bad for you. So I told her to take a solid 20-minute break, and when she came back, all that practice that she's been having, all this deliberate start pause training that I've been drilling into her, she was able to achieve this amazing run.
God.
72%. All of this progress in one day. She was really working hard.
Okay, 72, I'm really happy with that.
Whether you're practicing efficiently or not, all that really matters at the end of the day is just putting in the hard work. And she's definitely been doing that. She kept this momentum onto day 37. In her first session, she played only for a short 30 minutes, but she did get 53 with 100%, which is not bad. But anyways, her goal now is to beat the entire level. She was absolutely locked in, so she just grinded it out.
Oh, I feel nervous already. I haven't even done anything. We're literally just practicing. Oh my god.
That was an amazing run, but it's unfortunately just nerves that killed her for sure.
The nerves got control of me.
I believed she either had it today or tomorrow, so I prayed for the best.
Everything's unfortunate, I'm dead. Have you guys noticed? We're getting like past 50%. Oh my god, I entered the TP wrong! No! Okay, that was a good one. Oops.
Oops! Oops, that's it! She was pretty consistent at dying to this wave, so I stepped in. I told her to do it 3 times in a row before she goes back to 0.
Good job. So now I want you to tell yourself, I did it 3 times in a row. The next time I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make it a 4th. I want you to feel confident when you enter that ship, because that's all that really matters.
And on her first attempt back, she got it down, so we take those. And she's starting to vibe, which is always a good sign.
Next time you get to that ship, think about correcting yourself.
Okay.
You're just like a Subi. You're just gambling that you're gonna make it.
Yes, of course I am.
Although by this point, she's been trying this run for a good 3 hours, so I had to pull the plug. Because like I said, there's diminishing diminishing returns when it comes to long playing sessions. So that leads us into day 38. And oh boy, this one's one for the history books. On session 1, her brother joined in and he almost did stereo ban his first try, which is kind of funny.
I saw someone else. I know.
She didn't play for long, so all she did was 40 through 100%, which would be the last time she made a big run, because on the very next session, she would make progress like she would never imagine. And you can tell she's consistent, because at the beginning of her stream, she got a whopping 50%. And considering she's done 50 through 100 a billion times, she's got this soon. She then got 66%.
Ooh, 66?
And then 66% again!
The triple trial? I want to check it out.
And then she got 66% again! Just kidding, she got something even better. She got...
My chance! I missed my chance on the ball. Are we being for real? Not the ball.
Progress was literally rolling in, and this was only the start of the stream. And I knew my job as coach was done. So I started becoming her personal cheerleader.
No, you're so consistent. You're literally a god. You are a goddess walking right now.
Oh my god!
You're gonna beat in the next 30 minutes. Walk in, take deep breaths.
I have my own hype man over here.
And thanks to my excellent cheerleading, she made it to the end very consistently.
You're nervous. That's all you are. You're just nervous. You're doing good. Do 70 through 100 again. Go back to 0.
And all of her previous training led up to this day. She was consistent, practiced hard, and was in a great mood. That's always a recipe for success. And just like that, she completed Forest Temple. I of course told her to instant complete the main version since she did beat it in the Star Pause copy so she can get the stars. It took her exactly 1 week to beat a hard demon like Forest Temple. So compared to the 2 weeks it took 9 circles, I'm extremely happy with what I saw. So it's about time I let her know what her next insane demon is. Next up on our ladder, I chose the insane demon, Supersonic by Zetnik Alpha. You might be wondering why I chose this level as her first insane demon. Well, here's the thing. I needed her to dip into the toes of insane demon difficulty, so she's used to it before she starts with the training on the specifics of Cataclysm. And there's 2 beginner insane demons that came to mind. Supersonic by Zetnik Alpha, and the other is Windy Landscape by Woogie. Now I wanted to pick one of them because I think they're perfect beginner insane demons without being too difficult. But the question is, which one? The reason why I chose Supersonic over Windy is because most of the difficulty comes with the first half of the level. And then it goes into this really easy duel section that honestly isn't going to help prepare Michelle for Cataclysm. Supersonic, on the other hand, is more balanced in skill level and has a tough beginning, mid, and ending, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So I thought Supersonic would be a better fit for this ladder. Before we get to Supersonic though, I had some words to tell her and some critiques that I wanted to point out during her training of Forest Temple.
You ready to get coached?
Can't wait to get coached by the greatest player of all time.
Congratulations on beating Forest Temple!
But it's only gonna get worse.
Preach!
I need to talk to you about something that's very important. That you are bad at analyzing your deaths, and it's causing you some frustration.
What is the difficulty range between a hard demon to a insane demon?
Supersonic is difficult. It is your hardest level you've beaten so far, but the difficulty spike is not as crazy as you may think. Okay, so what I have for you is 2 example levels.
I'll explain this in post so it's clear to understand for you guys. I basically told her that she did the opposite of locking in. She locked out. She kept making the same mistake over and over again without trying to at least do something different. The definition of insanity is expecting different results doing the same action. So I was telling her that the next time she has to make an active effort doing something different, whether it's clicking earlier or clicking later. Anyways, afterwards, Michelle was ready to do our first practice session of Supersonic. And this time around, I knew it was gonna take a while, considering that this duel at 50% is quite learning. And not to mention this ball part afterwards, which everyone knows is known for being extremely inconsistent. But I had a trick to make that ball as consistent as possible without being RNG. And you're never gonna guess what it is, but you have to keep watching for that. Now, what do you do when you go into a part that requires a lot of memorization? Exactly.
We go slow.
To explain the holding mechanics in depth, I had to whip out MS Paint and draw out what I mean.
Okay, this top cube has to jump like this and like this.
Yes.
Right? When you click on the bottom cube, the action also applies to the bottom one.
Yes.
The immediate answer, right, is you gotta click here, jump, then click again, right?
Yep.
The problem is when you click here, you click
you
on this
die.
purple orb, which will lead you to die. So what do? You hold. When you hold click, whatever input afterwards that is immediately after, it's gonna do it. When it comes to orbs, it only does it once. So in this picture, how many inputs do you have to do?
1.
Exactly.
It seemed like she understood it, and we went into this next section, and I tried to explain to her some key concepts.
So figure out a way to make your top ball go higher. How are you gonna make it go higher? It's a ball. It's
Maybe
gonna
around
physically
the
die.
4th block.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to find a place where you can either aim yourself. You gotta find like, okay, at this pixel, I'm gonna click. You just gotta find.
Essentially, I told her for specific timings that are difficult, you have to find a pixel or something in the background you can line up with your cube. So instead of being like, I gotta jump early, you could be like, oh, I have to jump when my cube touches this decoration. And this is something that really stuck with her. And even in further levels like Acropolis, she uses this exact technique to find some timings, which I'm really proud of her for. In this case, for this ball, she found clicking on this second to last block the most consistent. So that's what we went for.
Why is it so much?
It seems difficult now,
What the
but
heck? This just went by in 1 second while we just analyzed in 10 minutes.
it's all good. This is all practice. We're gonna help you learn. When you first did Cupstep, did it seem impossible to you? When you first did 9 circles, did that seem
I mean,
impossible
this
to
one,
you?
I know I'll do it, but like this is like really daunting right now.
Day 39 was certainly a struggle, but day 40 was the start of her official practice. This time though, I'm gonna do something that's atypical of me. I know up to this point, I've said that I've always wanted to learn the level backwards, but this time, I wanted to change things up. This dual part of Supersonic is easily the hardest part of this entire level because it does take a while for it to become consistent. So I'm gonna change my focus and put our full attention this day to practicing this dual section.
Wait, is this invisible?
She was definitely trying to get consistent at this duel, but there's so many question marks in Michelle's head.
Alright. Pink. Hold. No, wait.
She doesn't understand why she dies at some spots, so of course, I came in and coached her to my full potential.
If I get here and I die, I'm gonna cry because my ship sucks.
It's okay to suck at it. You
Okay.
gotta get that in your brain. It's okay to suck. Start at 0.2x speed.
This is your next Tato X3 coach tip of the day, and this is the speed hack strat. And the speed hack strat is very simple. Let's say there's this part that you really want to get consistent at, whether it's the cataclysm wave or this duel. What you want to do is start off on 0.5x speed. And you want to be genuinely consistent at half speed. I'm not talking about doing it once, I'm talking about actually passing it many times. So play a specific part until you're able to do it in 0.5 speed 3 times in a row. Very important for the in a row. Because if you're not, then you haven't really mastered it. Then you change your speed to 0.6 and do the same thing. Play it until you pass it 3 times in a row, and well, you guessed it. Once you did it 3 times in a row, you move up speed to 0.7 and do it 3 times in a row. And you repeat the process until you're consistent enough at 1x speed. But here's the thing. I've been doing this strategy on Michelle for a while now, and I've noticed some trends. For example, the jump from 0.7 to 0.8 is sometimes really harsh. So you could also add in a middle number and go from 0.7 to 0.75. Also, when you do change the speed, keep in mind that it takes around 5 minutes for you to adjust. Obviously, you're not going to get it down first try when you change speed, so you have to give yourself time to adjust to the new speed. But all it really is just clicking 10% faster. This strategy is insanely effective, but you just have to do it correctly, and be aware that you have to give yourself at least 5 minutes of playing to adjust the speed. Of course, you're going to be thrown off if you go from 0.5 to 1x speed, so having this gradual increase is actually great. And I'm not just saying this, there's real science behind this. That's right, it all comes down to neuroplasticity again. Basically, there is this study conducted in 2018 where they had one group train at a constant, single difficulty, and another group trained progressively. So the second group started easier and worked their way upwards, increasing the challenge every session. And guess what group had more mastery of their task? That's right, the group that had the increasing challenge every session. But I promise you, I will get way more in depth in this in part 3 of this challenge when we tackle the first wave of Cataclysm. Because I use this exact principle to help coach Michelle into mastery of the first Cataclysm wave. Yes, you heard me. She's so consistent at that wave that it's extremely impressive. I'm talking about doing it like 4-5 times in a row in a regular speed. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to supersonic.
It's gonna be really slow, so it's gonna be painful at first. So usually I wouldn't start this slow, but
I had to constantly be reminding her where she needs to click, but
you're so close!
Okay.
when she got it down, she got it down.
Okay.
Okay, do you think you could do it 0.3?
I wanna know.
And she started absolutely speeding through the difficulty.
You're not getting the pure luck because you did it. You just did it again and you did it before. So this isn't luck. This is pure skill.
We're moving up to 0.4. We move on to 0.5. Let's go. We're moving to 0.7 already? Dang, we still got 2 more to go.
3 for 1.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's right, she did the entire first half of the duel in one run, which is absolutely amazing considering how overwhelmed she was getting earlier.
Hello. Today is day 10.
Yesterday, Michelle was only able to do the duel once. This time, I'm gonna aim for mastery, so I wanted to make sure she was able to do it at least 3 times in a row before we move on. She did it about 3 times this session, which is better than 1, but not in a row, but still great progress so far. One thing though is that she was severely struggling at that second duel.
I'm clicking on it. It's going through. I'm confused.
And I'm talking specifically about that ship transition, so I had to make sure that I step in later. Her second session though went much better. She got jump scared by this memory ball, but don't worry, I have a plan to tackle it.
Stop, you're gonna scare me. I was literally just looking at the memory and I was like, yeah guys, I'm not doing this.
I was gonna do this later, but I guess she wants to start learning it now. People get overwhelmed learning this ball, and to be honest, unless you're trying to beat Supersonic in one day, that's really unnecessary. Break down the ball into small, digestible chunks. I told Michelle I'm gonna have her memorize only 5 blocks at a time.
Okay, my goal is to get to that little pink bump.
And the next day, we add on 5 blocks until it becomes incredibly easy. So that's what she did, and she learned those 5 blocks quickly. After that, we went back to practice of the second part of the duel, and she's definitely getting more consistent, which is a good thing. But she's struggling on the inconsistency of this transition. But don't worry, Coach Tato fixes this at a later day. For now, I just wanted to focus on mastering this duel. Of course, we started off this day with learning a simple 5 more clicks. And well, since it's just 5 more blocks, she got it down fast. And we started slowly learning the rest of the level as well. And then we tried to aim for big runs. But she didn't have much time in that session, so in the next one when she started her stream, an hour in, she finally achieved this run. And for the very first time, unintentionally, while she was trying to practice the ship, she did both duels in one run.
I did it! I did it!
She's going to build consistency, so over the next 2 days, when she learns this entire memory, I definitely believe she could achieve a really big run. All we had to do was be a little patient, taking her time learning this memory. For now though, she definitely needs more practice on this 66 transition, so I put the rest of my focus on that this day.
But it's still in 0.5 XP. I want you to work your way up.
I applied the same technique that we learned earlier, the half-speed strat. I try to remind her about what we learned, that she's making the same mistake and she has to try to find the answer.
So I'm thinking I go up here and I go down. But there's a spike there, so I can't. This was low-key impossible to do.
She was getting extremely overwhelmed though, and to be entirely honest, she was kind of mind-blocking herself. What she was trying to do is aim for this top part of the portal to make it easier to go aim for the middle, but she can't seem to hit it at all. I told her to take a solid break from this section to ease off, and when she came back, she got it down.
Alright, move it up 0.7, and before you move it up to 0.7 though, tell me what are you gonna do? What's your
We're gonna go from the top of the TP.
Yup! Yeah, 4 times in a row! Make it 5! Make it 5! Yeah, 5 times in a row! Make it 6! Go, keep going!
Okay, relax.
And eventually, after I basically forced her to practice and activate her brain, she did do it eventually 3 times in a row and was able to move up the speed. Earlier, before the break, on that exact same speed on 0.7, she was unable to do it. And all she did was just take 1 break and look at the difference. I mean, this story basically writes itself. While she wasn't able to master it in 1x speed, she did do it a couple times, which is a big improvement. And we kept her head high heading into day 44. It's now time to learn the entire memory part. These past 3 days, she's been learning 5 blocks at a time, so it's time to see if she's able to put it all together. And just like that, the memory ball is learned with zero struggle, unlike some people.
Limbo ass ball, exactly, nigga. Who remembering all this, gang?
After doing that, she just did some more light practice of the first 15% of Supersonic for her first session. And I knew she was ready, though it's time we start aiming for big runs. She has that memory ball down, she has that transition down, and it's finally time. So when she started her second session of the stream, I wanted to start tackling runs like 80 through 100%, 70 through 100, 60 through 100, and finally 50 through 100. Let's see if all of this is possible in one stream. I told her to do 80 through 100 first, and it should be relatively easy since we've been taking our time learning this level. Do the run, do the run, do the run!
I did it!
Yes, let's go! Next, we brought it down to 73 through 100, which is from the silver wave section. And after a little bit of time, she got 95%.
Bleh. That one counts. That basically counts.
Which, I mean, for now, I can count as basically getting to 100%. Okay, I'll count it.
You count it?
But the real test was from 65, and it's important she masters this. So I just reminded her of the practice yesterday, and she's aiming for that top part of the portal.
I keep on missing it!
And she did it. She made it all the way to 100%.
No, that basically counts.
Bruh. Okay, maybe not 100%, but that wasn't bad. But I didn't want to leave it at that. If she can't get 100%, then she hasn't fully mastered it. I told her to grind it out, and grinding it out, she did.
Yeah! 65 to 100. Right on the dot.
So now, our next goal is the final goal I set for this day. Can we get 50 through 100%? Before that though, there's one problem about Supersonic that I've been neglecting. And if you've ever played Supersonic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's right, it's time we came back to this transition. And I'm not talking about the actual transition itself, it's the setup leading into it.
Oh, it's so random. Stop. I swear to you, I'm holding down when I enter out.
See, sometimes this part just seems completely random. Half of your attempts, the ship will go down, and other times it'll go up, causing frustration in the players. But remember, my dear viewers, Geometry Dash is never random. So let me tell you a way to figure out how to do this transition perfectly every single time. And I'll explain it the same way I explained it to Michelle.
Open up Mega Hack.
What's the regular hack gonna do?
Everything. Watch this.
So I told her to install the mod Separate Dual Icons. I promise this is important so you guys can understand very easily. Your main ball.
Yeah.
Here, right? The one that's on the top. Whatever direction that goes into the portal is the direction your ship is gonna fly out of. So exactly past me, your primary ball, like your main guy in the duel, whatever direction that ball goes in is the exact way your ship is gonna go. So for example, here, my main ball is the green one, and my second ball is the default one. You see, going into this portal, my ball is going downwards, so my ship is gonna go down as well. But in this one, my main ball is gonna go upwards into the ship, thus making it go upwards. So if you want your ship to consistently go upwards, you have to find a way to make your ball be on the bottom every single time. But how? By doing a consistent click pattern. I identified Michelle's issue very quickly, and it's her inconsistent click pattern on these 3 blue orbs. See, sometimes she fails to click this last orb, making her primary ball be at the bottom. If she clicks these 3 blue orbs cleanly, then her main ball will end up at the top, which will ultimately make her ship at the end start with upwards momentum, which is exactly what she wants. Once she's mastered that, then she should be able to do this 100% of the time. And eventually, she did it once again. Both duels in one run. Only this time, with her practice of the ship, she made it all the way to 83%.
Oh, so scary.
That was a really good run. She didn't stop there, because now that she finally understood everything, she was determined to make this run happen. And soon enough, she smashed through 83% and got this amazing run right here.
Scary.
Oh my god! Unfortunately though, that was about it. And she wasn't able to get 50 through 100%, but god damn! In one day she did all of this? I'm definitely not complaining. So we continued to go for the same goal on day 45. On her first session, she didn't play for much, so she tried her hardest on this run, but unfortunately fell to 95%.
I I did it 50 to 95.
But she is so close. Just a little bit more grinding, and I believe she had it. So after taking a break and starting her second session, with all of this non-stop grinding, she achieved what she was aiming for.
To 100.
And considering how long she was grinding this for, I'm incredibly surprised at how nonchalant she is. So I told her the next big goal is getting 35 through 100% and left it at that for this day. That is one solid day of practice.
You guys heard the coach. Gonna get 35 to 100.
She tried her hardest practicing, but judging how these runs are going, it's gonna take a minute to build consistency. She did get 35 through 62, which is not bad for sure.
Oh, the great run! Lock in!
And later did 27 through 66, which is another run, which shows great improvement in consistency. At this point, she just has to sit down and grind until she can't do it anymore, and she needs to keep her mental high. And with runs like 35 through 88, I believe she would be able to do 35 through 100 very soon.
35 to 88?
And on this very next session, she wanted to sit down and absolutely smash this goal. And you will not believe this, but while she was doing some practice on the beginning UFO from 12%, she managed to make it all the way through, past the ship, past the duel, past the transition, past the memory ball, all the way to 89%, which is absolutely insane.
That's so scary.
No!
Oh,
And I don't even think she realized how crazy of a fluke she just did. I mean, she could have done 12 through 100. I also made her tons of new mashups for her to enjoy while playing Supersonic because remember, having fun while playing Geometry Dash is extremely important.
I'm dead.
She gets 50 through 99%. Which, yeah, gotta make sure that doesn't happen from 0. But she did grind out 35 for a while and decided to take a break and play from 0. She didn't expect to get a progress fluke this much though, because she got 40%.
No. Oh, okay.
Unfortunately though, that's about it. We weren't able to achieve our goal of 35 through 100, but I'm not gonna write down this day as a failure because I was shown great consistency. So while she didn't get it today, I'm sure she would have it tomorrow. And on day 47, she showed great consistency like she's never showed before. Starting with a fat 60 through 98, 35 through 75,
No, I done did.
50 through 100, although whatever she's doing here is questionable for sure.
A1 credit. Filet mignon. Don't say it. You kept on dying there, huh?
Honestly, at this point, I was even starting to wonder if she even needed 35 through 100 considering how consistent she was from the duel. So when we started up on day 48, I wanted her to have goals. Keep trying to do 35 through 100, and when you want to break, aim for the highest possible new best you can achieve. And well, she didn't disappoint. And honey, Michelle's cat, interrupted her and the training, but god damn, she's so fat.
Oh my god, no way, it's you! The one Tato exploited for money and views? Yeah, he doesn't pay me anything, you know that? I'm just here against my will. I'm forced.
Oh yeah. If you don't play Geometry Dash, I'm not letting you out of my basement. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna grind Cataclysm, okay?
She was getting extremely comfortable at the beginning since we've just been slowly taking our time learning it without any rush while we were mastering the ending. And right after getting this 40% run, she got a new best. She got a new best. Now let's focus on getting that big run of 35 through 100. And she got so close with 88%.
And then the other one too.
And shortly after, 92. No!
Do we have to do 35? Can it just be 25? I feel like 25 is chill.
And on day 49, she wasn't recording, but I was there to bear witness, I promise. So trust my word, she got 64% from 0, which is crazy. And here's a simulated run of that, if that helps. So let's recap. In 2 days, she went from 40% to 64 and had many amazing runs with even greater consistency. However, up to this point, Michelle has been grinding quite literally every day for at least 3 hours. Some days, she even played for 8 or more more, so it's been very mentally taxing on her. And while I only showed her wins in this video, there's been many times where she's almost given up on Supersonic or just downright got frustrated, which is okay. It happens to everyone. So I instructed her to take a 2-day break, and this is exactly what she needed, because when she came back on day 50, she had determination like she's never had before. I want to point out how incredible Michelle's mental is here. She's been grinding day in and day out, and she keeps her head high. Not only that, she still vibes out during practice.
Supernatural.
Toph, you need to take some notes. She continued on doing a mix of playing from 0% and playing 35 as well. And she had some pretty amazing runs, like this 27 through 87 run, which is crazy if you really think about it. And she was determined to get a new best and keep on grinding for that big 35 through 100. Well, she didn't disappoint because she started with a strong 66% run. Oh my god, let's go! And soon after, 66% one more time.
Not another 66 run.
She was so damn nonchalant about getting 66 again that I didn't even realize that she was going far.
Wait, you got 66 again?
Yeah.
You have to stop doing that. How are you so nonchalant? Unfortunately though, she never really got that 35 through 100 run I wanted, and to be honest, if she's already gotten 66% 3 times, I figure she doesn't even need a big run like that. So instead, I changed her focus on just trying to beat this goddamn level.
I have 22,000 attempts on it already.
So the next big goal I gave her is to beat Supersonic. And that's exactly what she tried to do when she started up her stream later in that day.
I want to play in start pause. I can't believe you're kicking me out. I'm never gonna reach a duel again.
She forgot how to do her click pattern on that 12% UFO, and she really struggled here for a while. I tried to calm her down and say that it's normal. Wait a minute. Doesn't this sound familiar? Oh yeah, it's neuroplasticity again. So we got nothing to worry about here, folks. All she has to do is relearn it and get back to grinding.
Try to keep it to individual jump.
Okay, the second one, I will double. What? What?
Someone redeemed wear a wig in her channel points, so guys, let's welcome Vanessa. That's right guys, Michelle packed up her bags and left. This is Vanessa playing Supersonic. To be absolutely clear, this is not Michelle. And if you call her by Michelle's name, I will sue you.
I can see what you mean though. Like the difficulty is just like a tad higher. Not like impossible, but definitely a bit more than I'm used to.
Well, unfortunately, no major progress was made, or her consistency has slowly been growing. And I've never been more confident that she was going to either fluke Supersonic or make major progress on day 51. Now that is what I'm talking about. And for the rest of the stream, she kept up her consistency, dying to 50 plus so many times.
Not again.
Nice try! No! But she kept the right mindset. She knows that 50 is the hardest part, so she isn't gonna get angry that she's dying there many times. She's gonna be proud to be this consistent and knows eventually she's gonna get past it again.
I messed up.
No! Although, to be honest, the amount of times she died to 50 is a little crazy, but I know she's very bad at controlling her nerves, so I knew she just had to tough it out a little longer. I wanted to step in though because I could tell she was starting to lose focus, so I gave her another Tato X3 coach tip of the day. I told her to change up what she's seeing, and this is a trick that I actually picked up from my time playing Valorant. One trick every top player in Valorant knows is tricking your brain to wake up again. So your brain gets used to looking at the same thing every time and it starts to turn off a little bit. But if you change something about the way you're playing, it's something new and it will keep your brain engaged. In Valorant, what we did was change our crosshair and it keeps your brain awake because it's looking at something different. In the case of Geometry Dash though, you can do many things. For example, play in layout mode for a bit, change your icons, or even change the mashup that you're playing. Doing this when you can tell your brain is going to sleep will help you keep awake. So I told her to play on layout mode since she's not used to it and it will keep her brain from falling asleep. And after playing in layout mode for a bit, it kinda worked because she got 64% right after.
Oh, no.
It said new best, by the way, because she was playing on the official copy of Supersonic here, not on the Star Pause one, like she usually does. So I'm glad my tip was able to help. She and I both knew that Supersonic completion was happening soon, so we were extremely excited to get into day 52. Her first session was extremely short, and her only notable run was 51%. And unfortunately, the upcoming stream as well was a little bit of a struggle. I think it was just a case of her getting frustrated and locked out when she got past 50.
No! I didn't make it into the portal.
But she did literally die there 12 times through this duel, so I don't blame her. I told her to be more active about thinking ahead and what clicks she has to do in order to break through her mind block at the duel, but...
Okay, I'm thinking about. Oh, I can't think and do it at the same time.
That's not exactly what I meant. But that's okay though, because little did Michelle know that day 53 would be the day she completes Supersonic. And I also knew that too, considering her first session, she died to 72%.
Oh my gosh!
Which means that she finally broke through that damn mind block at the duel. And quite literally, every attempt afterwards, she got another new best. But this time, she was locked in.
Oh my god!
Oh, is that from zero?
That was 88, yeah.
So when she started her stream in the next session, you best believe I went full cheerleading mode. Because today, she played no jokes. And no, I'm not talking about the Extreme Demon. I really wanted to make sure that once she makes it to that ending, she does not die. So I put in some extra practice runs and warned her of the ending shit.
I'll
By
get
the way,
there.
98 is a very common death in Supersonic. That very
98?
last-
But yeah, I better beat Supersonic today, or I'm gonna go and take a break.
I didn't want her to take a break, so I hoped for the best. That with the first couple of attempts looking like this, then I'm not exactly worried.
No! That's 66
Oh,
again.
that's right. Okay. Embrace the scuffness.
Embrace the scuffness? That's so hard. No!
She was so consistent. So hopefully, soon enough, for one of these runs, she will get past this duel one more time. And when I was watching the stream and saw her get past the duel, my heart skipped a beat.
Oh my god!
No. The nerves got the best of her, but we don't give up. Eventually, she was given one more chance. I knew I had the supersonic completion in my hand, so I pulled out every trick in the book and told her to start doing the switch strat to hopefully start boosting her brain's neuroplasticity. And soon after, another run came from the heaven.
There's no way.
I'm panicking. Dude, this memory ball sucks.
She kept on doing the switch strat, and I knew she had it. By this point, she was making to the duel quite literally every attempt, and every single attempt from this point on was a far run, including one more death at this memory ball. She knows how to do this. It's just her nerves getting to her. But once you get to a part enough times, you get used to it, and you won't be nervous anymore. And well, something lit up in their brain. These past 15 days have been absolutely brutal on her, but she's done with Supersonic. No one wants Supersonic done more than her, and she wasn't gonna let a damn memory ball or a cube stop her this time. No, this time, she was going to beat Supersonic.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Let's go! Oh my god!
And just like that, Michelle has beaten her very first Insane Demon, Supersonic, in 26,000 attempts. Of course, I also had her instant complete Supersonic since she did beat it on that Star Pause version, and while yes, Supersonic did take quite a long time, it was also an incredible achievement for her, and she learned a lot during these past 2 weeks. But things are only gonna get harder from here on out, because the next demon I have for her on the ladder is certainly going to be one of the most difficult things she's done so far. The next demon I chose for her to beat is Acropolis by Zobro, and this level is absolutely vital for her to learn and master if she wants to beat Cataclysm relatively fast. Why? Well, one of the things about Cataclysm is that it has an extremely difficult beginning section. In fact, the first 43% of the level alone is without a doubt the hardest part of Cataclysm. So I wanted to find a level that not only mirrors that, but also would help with some of the ridiculous timings that Cataclysm has. Like, it's pretty difficult boss section, and there's one insane demon that has that exact reputation, Acropolis. The first 24% of this level is easily the bulk of the difficulty because it has an insanely typed cube part, and if you didn't know any better, you'd think it would be an extreme demon, which to be honest, it is. I mean, the first 24% is definitely extreme demon gameplay. The reason it's not though is because it eases out on the difficulty past that. So beating this level would definitely prepare her for the mind torture that is trying to beat Cataclysm. If she's able to suffer through Acropolis where the bulk of her attempts will be at the beginning, then she will definitely be able to suffer through Cataclysm. Bonus points for Acropolis as well because it has a pretty nerve-wracking ending where it's a slow wave that also reflects Cataclysm. This time around, down though, I didn't have any major critiques for her with supersonic, and after all, she suffered enough. So the next day, without any breaks, she starts her grind on Acropolis. I thought she was going to struggle, but little did I or Michelle know that Acropolis would not only be the fastest time she will beat an insane demon, but also the most work she will ever put up to this point. Since we already did a practice run off camera, I'm going to go ahead and explain some facts about Acropolis. Let's talk about this beginning section because this is easily where she's going to be spending the bulk of her attempts. This beginning part has two main problem areas. One, this click right here where you have to do a very light tap in order to make your cube not jump and die. And the second part is this 8% orb click following up this pyramid. Then the rest of the level goes into a pretty hard ball timing and ship strike fly. But the next big choke point is this UFO right here, where it requires some tech that I'll get into later. For now, my goal for the next 2 days is to make her master the last half of Acropolis. So, time to learn the level backwards.
Doable.
And after she did the last wave of Acropolis once, it wasn't enough for me. I wanted her to have this mastered, so I told her to do it 3 times and she got it down pretty fast.
If the hardest is at the beginning, shouldn't we worry about that first?
That's a great question, Michelle. Here's why I disagree though. Since the hardest part is at the beginning, I'd rather her focus on the end while having light practice here and there of the beginning. So once she does pass it, she'll likely make it far, or at least that's the plan. Anyways though, before I had her do any major runs, I wanted her to at least learn the entire level, or know enough to know what to do with each part, since the plan is to interweave practice from the beginning and the end. And what's the most fun way of learning a level? Of course, half speed. So she did the same strategy throughout every part of Acropolis. Go at half speed, master it, then move up speed gradually until you're at 1x speed, and it worked flawlessly.
Right here. So I click this orb, right?
And then you click right before the portal. Cause okay, look, go to the hover over the.
Yeah.
You see how there's a spike hiding.
Yeah, I jumped
right at the
into it and I died.
That sounds like an awfully familiar problem to Supersonic, doesn't it? That's right, it's the same technique that we use in the same dual ball section. This here is just a timing issue, and to make timings as easy as possible, you want to align yourself with something in the background. In our case, Michelle used this edge of the block right here to know where to click. Once Michelle touches this line from the hitbox, she clicks and it will make it past the cube 100% of the time. All it is being active about where to click, and eventually it'll be locked into your muscle memory. Then we went into this UFO part, and this will definitely cause problems for her in the future, and I'm specifically talking about this spam part right here where you have to go up in the UFO. And I'll get back into this though. For now, Michelle kind of breezed past this in half speed. Then she goes into this ship section, which is just purely momentum based. And at this point, she doesn't need more help with momentum based ships since she should have it mastered.
I'm not nearly as overwhelmed as I was. Going from insane to insane feels exactly the same.
Then we head into this cube part, which some find difficult, but this part is simply just knowing where to jump. This is one of those cases where it just looks a lot harder than it really is.
I guess the only thing I hate is that all the spikes are invisible, so I can't even see them even if I wanted to.
In fact, if you were to just peel back the parts that look scary, this section literally just looks like this. This looks pretty easy, right? In fact, I bet some 7 stars probably look harder than this. And that's because, yeah, if you break it down, this part really is that easy. It just looks scarier because of the decoration and spikes, and oh my god, these spike balls! But you can't even touch half of them, and the actual hitboxes of these spikes are so tiny that in reality, they're just cute.
This is hard. Oh, these little square flowers are gonna piss me off.
And now to tackle the beginning, more specifically the ball. Literally every click of this ball is some sort of late click, so as long as you remember that, you should be fine. And then we make it to the heart of Acropolis, which is this first cube. And of course, I recommend literally everyone to learn this in half speed and work your way up, because you will get frustrated if you don't, trust me.
Really sure, but it's like an action-packed 5% though.
And once she slowed it down, she understood it pretty well. So honestly, for day 1 of Acropolis, she did a pretty good job learning the level. Now on this day, since the later half is pretty simple, I had some big runs in mind. More specifically, I wanted her to get 60 through 100. A lot to ask for day 2, so I prayed for the best. Very quickly to the stream though, she got 70 through 100, which is from this tight cube section at the end. But that's just the easiest part. Well, back in 1.9, this may have been difficult. We're in 2.2 now. We have CBF, 240Hz monitors, mega hack. This shouldn't be a problem for her. So we went back to work, drilling 60 through 100%. I highly recommended her to go into half speed, but she was being a bit stubborn and figured she didn't need half speed.
And remember, if you have to, 0.5x speed.
But viewers, please, using half speed does not mean you're bad at the game. That means you just want to do efficient practice. For some reason, in her head, she thinks that using half speed means she's inferior to the game, using tools to help her instead of going to 1x speed. But the Benefits of using half speed are more than just being efficient. It's fun and also just way less frustrating to learn, especially if you work your way up in speed. But nevertheless, I let her have her way. She was struggling and realized I was right, so she got on half speed, and who would have guessed? She got a pretty good run at this ball section very fast.
Alright, need to move forward with 0.7. Bro, I keep on missing that one. I hate it.
And soon enough, she had her first attempt at this final wave from 60.
Come on, it's free.
Here we have a wild now lock.
Oh, that basically counts. I'm dead.
No, that does not basically count. She was making incredibly quick progress, and I needed her to take a tiny break from this section.
I say from here on out, you can like slowly spread out your progress. You don't have to do anything crazy. Like, you know, maybe try to connect start pauses like from the UFO.
So that's kind of what she did. She did sporadic practice in random areas while keeping her main focus, of course, on getting 60 to 100%.
Why do I keep on dying here? I swear I'm like spamming as much as I can right now. I don't know how much more they want me to spam.
Well, if you also have the same problem as her, I know the solution. See, the exact issue is that she's confused as to why she's dying even though she is spamming so much. Well, it's not so much how you spam, it's when you spam. If you turn on hitboxes, you see that your UFO cannot get past this block until it's fully past it. The problem is that she was spamming just way too early. To fix this, she just has to start spamming after her hitbox passes the block. She did more general practice of the level, and one funny habit that she has is that when she does the half speed strat, she always makes a comment on the speed, even if it's objectively slow.
Come on, bro, this is fast.
Can you imagine if tidal wave was actually that fast as she says it is?
Come on, bro, this is fast.
She did have a pretty good run of 10 to 20%, which sounds unimpressive, but I'd say that 10 through 20 is harder than 60 through 100. It's a crazy world, I know. She was definitely struggling in understanding how to do this cube, so I joined in to try to save the day.
A light click. That's what you have to do. You have to do a light click.
It's different to the baby tap and a click.
She really struggled to understand what a light click is, so honestly, after way too long of an explanation, she continued on grinding. And I have to say, as a viewer, you just have to commend her on her dedication and grind because it's insane how long she's been committed to this challenge. Of course though, it was time to put her back into the grind of 60 to 100, and after getting some runs like 97% and bruh, are you serious? She's dying way too much in this wave, and hopefully she doesn't actually do this from zero. Well, she didn't get 50 through 100, but she sure as hell did 60 through 100. She still wanted to keep on grinding, so I told her for the rest of the time to practice the beginning so we could slowly start to get used to it, kind of like what we did at Supersonic. But she was being stubborn again. She didn't want to go in half speed because she says she doesn't need it, but I knew this was for the best.
I'm waiting for the 0.5. I don't see it.
It's not happening.
So I kind of forced her on it, and I told her not to move up speed until she hasn't mastered.
I can't do it.
Well, I don't want to do a lot of things. Unfortunately, this is the best way for you to learn.
Oh yeah, I'll do it like maybe once every 20.
And it kind of looked like she was depressed, so I activated coach mode.
Okay, first of all, okay, lean in, lock in. I need to see you leaned in and getting ready to do these clicks.
See, the problem she was having is this click right here. She just kept clicking too early, letting her cube die. And I told her she just needs to click once her cube starts falling. And if she wanted to improve, she had to actively be on top of that.
Think about it ahead of time. Think about how you're gonna click when your cube is gonna fall.
And well, look at that. It's simply that easy. I just wanted her to get a simple 8%, that's all. So I had her train this short segment until she was able to do it in 1x speed. I know the jump from 0.9 to 1 is a little crazy, so to ease it in, I told her to go to 0.95 speed instead.
Surprise, surprise.
0.95, do 0.95.
Good. And when she got used to that, she went to 1x. And wouldn't you know, she made her first progress from 0%.
Okay, it's the exact same as what you were playing before.
Okay, we got 8%.
I need you to tell me, what did you say 10 minutes ago? Someone remind me, is it something along the lines of, I give up, I can't do this, don't coach me, Henry, I don't need your help?
That was an incredibly intense practice session, so let's see if Michelle's able to match that this upcoming day. And it seems like she learned and retained that info pretty well because her practice session this time went much smoother. Even getting runs like 33 through 66%, which is from the cube to the ball, which is amazing consistency. Now that she did get 33 through 60 though, I know it might seem tempting to go for Acropolis in 3 runs, and by that I mean getting 33% from 0. But like I explained earlier, I think it's inefficient finish it, and instead I wanted her to focus on getting 30 through 100 first and have it mastered. But it is important to get some practice, so I aimed for a 70-30 split, where 70% of the time you focus on getting your main goal, which in this case would be 30 through 100, and 30% of the time you spend practicing your secondary goal, which in this case is to gain consistency at the beginning. And gain consistency she did, because she had this incredible run from 24 through 64%, which is insane.
No.
She's really pushing herself here. And for a level like Acropolis, it seems like timing levels are definitely up her alley. Although 24% and onward definitely eases the difficulty, but still though, it's incredible how fast of progress she's making. It's not like this is free, and this is her real skill definitely shining through. And especially when she's starting to get runs like 24 through 65 again, it makes me think that 24 through 100 can happen soon.
24 to 65.
And we're just on day 3 of Acropolis. And to top it off, the very last progress she made this day was almost getting 43 through 100%. Because she died at this final wave at 91. I am absolutely amazed, and I just couldn't ask for more progress. Well, I didn't even have to ask for it because I lied. That wasn't the last progress she made today. That's right, believe it or not, it's not even close. Because shortly after, when she played from 0, she got a whopping 12%. And remember, the first 24% of Acropolis is easily the hardest part, so she's halfway there.
That's good.
That's massive.
Good enough.
But she didn't stop. She got 18%, and she was absolutely locked in, Giga Chat, because she flew like a bird and sailed all the way through this ball, edged this shit, and went to 27%. That's right, 27%.
27% new best.
What? Yesterday she got 8% and 60 through 100, and today, look at her. This is amazing progress. And just like that, she also had Acropolis in 3 runs. So I told her naturally that the next thing she needs to do is get 24 through 100 to get it in 2 runs instead. Get 30 through 100, that's your next goal.
Yeah.
And it was extremely doable. So the question is, when?
Oh, I got a new swing. Stop trying. For too much, I'm dead.
It didn't take long to find out, because when she ended that session and came back hours later to start up her stream, she'd have her chance.
Also, my cat icon looks so fat in this.
She starts off with an incredible 15 through 51% run, showing mastery of this difficult ball section. Her momentum definitely didn't stop there and proceeded to get 95% from 33.
No! What? That was my run!
That's not 24 through 100, but that was a damn nice try. And honestly, at this point, I would have accepted either a run from 33 or 24, whichever one. Because ultimately, it doesn't really matter much. All I want her to do is have complete mastery of this second half of the level before she really starts to grind from 0. And the very next day, 57, she showed just that. Mastery of the second half of Acropolis.
Man, why are you guys acting like... How do I put this? I'm like, you guys are acting like I'm on the come up or something. I was like, oh, okay.
It's insane how nonchalant she is. She doesn't even know how impressive her progress really is. These past few days have been great, but will Michelle be able to keep up with the pressure of Acropolis? It all depends on how soon she can get this 24 through 100 run. And soon enough, she was given a good chance.
Okay, see, I knew it. I knew I could get some progress. I was like...
So the next thing to do is to simply grind out 0%. Our next big goal, 100. And on the pace she's going, she definitely has it soon. What did you just do? You just did 24 to 100? You have the level in 2 runs.
Oh,
relax.
okay.
If you keep making so much freaking progress, TikTok's gonna think you're cheating. You already got cheating accusations. Imagine they say I was already got 27 through 100. And I'm not even kidding. She has a TikTok page where she posts daily and people genuinely think she's cheating and find her fast progress suspicious. Just goes to show that my coaching is working. She took a 1-day break and came back ready to grind from 0. She was really focused and used our famous strategy called the switch strap. At her first session of the day, she didn't get much, or that's what she was thinking, until she made it past the ball from 0 and was given another chance of getting a new best. But it was on the second where she made serious progress. She didn't feel like streaming this day, but she had an absolutely bonkers run of 6 through 67, which from 6% might as well be from 0. She didn't stop there though. With no chat to distract her, all she was able to do is lock in with this 32% run.
New best 32, I guess.
And well, Michelle needed new mashups, so I made her this mashup right here. It's Acropolis X Gas Pedal, and this mashup became an instant classic among her stream. Anyways, while showing these these insane progress clips, it's still important to note that she's still not consistent at this beginning part. If she wants a shot at beating this level, then she needs to seriously grind. I had to keep reminding her to be active about those light taps and try their hardest to keep up.
Well, I've seen you die twice right there. That's because you didn't tap.
I mean, you know what? I'll try tapping it
You
then.
need to let go faster.
It's timing.
Although she's definitely looking a lot more consistent on this first cube. And you know what that means? New consistency means a new best.
No! No!
37 is great. Let's keep going up to day 59. What can Michelle cook for us today? And immediately into the stream, she got to the ball back to back, which is starting to show mastery on that beginning cube. And since she already has 24% mastered thanks to her 24 through 100 run, I knew she was due for many new bests, including this one right here.
Yay! 62!
Why are you talking in the middle of your run? 62% is such an incredible jump from 37. And when she started her stream up again hours later, 62 was going to be a distant memory.
Before you play from 0 again today, try to get 24 to 100 one more time. Try your hardest.
You heard them, guys!
I didn't want her to die to the last wave, so I made sure to drill it in her.
Definitely do the last wave like 2 times.
I told her to play from 0 and to start using the Swiss strategy to really start reinforcing in our brains the correct click pattern.
I just can't do it from 0, but I can do it from here.
Just do it once and then go to 0. You just remember, we're doing this to reinforce the good stuff.
I also told her to do our 70 through 30 rule, although this time it's 70% playing from 0 and 30% grinding out 24 through 100. And with a little bit of time, she was given one more chance at getting a new best, reaching the 50% UFO.
Oh. Ooh, scary.
She has this incredibly bad habit of talking while being in a far run, so I told her that talking after 50% is straight up banned.
Okay, my lips are sealed after like 50, sure.
And when she made it to 50% again, she had to make sure she locked in.
I told myself to click it late as you recommended.
At this point, I really wanted her to get 24 through 100 one more time because I believed with this consistency, she should be able to beat it soon. And well, my wish is her command because she delivered exactly that.
Holy crap.
It was also at this point I realized a crucial mistake Michelle was doing at this UFO section right here. See, I started practicing Acropolis myself because I was bored, and I realized that when I did this UFO part, I instinctively fell on this platform to make my UFO consistent every time. But then I recalled, Michelle hasn't been doing that at all. She's just been falling into it, not resting on the floor. So I called it out, and well, at least she tried to go down.
Yeah, come on.
I also beat Acropolis in 30 minutes, so that was fun. We are now on day 60. These previous 30 days, Michelle has grown a lot. She went from about to beat 9 circles to now about to beat Acropolis, and it really makes me happy. On her first session, she was only able to play for a short amount of time, so she quite literally dropped a 51% run and dipped. But when she came back on stream, it was a different story. She got 60 through 100 literally her first attempt of the stream, and there was only one thought I had in my mind. There was a solid goddamn chance she's fluking Acropolis today. Because if you're able to do that in the first run with no warm-up, that right there is pure muscle memory working at its finest.
Your ship control is literally like next level. Absolutely muted. No talking to chat. No being like, oh my gosh, I finally passed it.
Okay.
When you start talking like that, you start getting distracted. Remember, the secret is thinking ahead and being ready for the parts that are coming.
She started complaining about dying to this 24% ship, and she's saying how she swears she's died way more here than ever before, but here's my explanation. At this point, her consistency of the first cube is pretty high, meaning she passes pretty often, maybe once a minute. And because of that, she's getting given more chances at the ship, and eventually with more chances, you're just gonna die there more often, and it's only natural. So she's mistakenly thinking that she's washed at 24%, but in all actuality, it's actually just recency bias. Here's what I told her.
This is just the same story all over again. You're
What?
starting at the ship now because you're reaching it there so often from 0. You're not used to it.
That's great, and she just had this amazing run of 54%. But unfortunately, she didn't get a new best this stream, but she sure as hell grinded and made it to 50% so many times. is starting to seem like another supersonic, but this time, Michelle wouldn't let that happen. She made sure to lock in on 50 and truly master it. But now we're on day 61, and I knew for sure she was gonna beat Acropolis. I mean, anyone could say that by just looking at her consistency on day 60. And she has spent the last 2 months working her way up from Stereo Madness to Club Step to 9 Circles to a Forest Temple to Supersonic, and now she was ready to absolutely smash Acropolis in record time. This time, no one's gonna stop her. And a couple of minutes into the stream, she got 54%.
You just got 53% just casually? Just light work? Just no reaction?
And you could tell from her nonchalantness that she was confident.
Okay, if you can get 50 through 100 in like the next 10 minutes, then you genuinely have a shot at beating it today.
You heard me. I needed her to stop dying to 50 or stop any potential mind blocks by making her do 50 through 100. And in less than 10 minutes, like I said, she did the run.
Holy crap-a-roni. You can do this. You can beat it today.
Hey, let's go beat it today then.
From zero. Go, go, go.
Let's
You,
go.
like,
I knew at this point she just had to keep grinding from 0. And I had to step out for 30 minutes, but little did I know that this would be my biggest mistake. Because quite literally 5 minutes after I left, she got this run.
No! Oh, not like this. Not like this.
And well, her consistency didn't stop because she made history with her
It's funny 'cause,
very
like, when you
next
showed
run.
me this level, I'd be like, dang, like, I'm gonna do this? And I was like, yes, I am! Like, look at me go. Who would have thought? It's definitely not me from last week. Gas pedal. Oh my god. Okay, with a little kid, it's kind of like easy play.
And just like that, Michelle beat Acropolis. The progression she had between Supersonic is absolutely insane. And the fact that she found Acropolis easier than Supersonic tells the whole story. She's just a goat.
It hasn't even been 5 minutes since Tato left yet. Should I call him? Should I call him? Let's call him. What should I say?
Hey, what happened?
Hey, so guess
Don't tell
what?
me you beat it.
Oh, I beat it all. I beat it all, right?
I'm coming.
What? No, finish your cardio. It's fine. Okay.
wait, it's true?
Of course it's true. But then before that, like literally 2 runs before, I got 85%.
But the next demon coming up is really gonna haunt Michelle. Next up on the ladder, I needed to find a demon that covered the rest of Cataclysm. I needed to find an insane demon that has a lot of choke points, or areas that are pretty damn difficult by itself, and is relatively fast at speed, while also having a lot of strength flies since Acropolis didn't cover that. And we all know Cataclysm has a ton of pretty hard ship sections. And the most important thing, a level that has a really hard wave choke point that mirrors the first wave of Cataclysm. If only there was a level that existed like that. Then I found it. The perfect insane demon for Michelle to beat right before Cataclysm. Night Terrors by Heinz. Now, while Heinz might not be the greatest person in real life, he sure as hell made some pretty banger levels. So if you separate art from the artist, the Night Terrors is a perfect fit for her road to Cataclysm. Night Terrors has it all. Super fast gameplay, lots of slowdowns, difficult ball gameplay, and choke points loaded everywhere. And to top it off, 2 really difficult wave sections that really test her wave skills. And it's also red like Cataclysm. It's literally perfect. I figured after these levels that Michelle would be ready for Cataclysm. Coming up.
You have to click in the air.
I am clicking in there. What? Creamy. Scared of me. I'm scared. I'm actually scared.
Thank you guys so much for the support. My next video will be part 3 of this series and the last one of this series as well. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can be there right when it drops. Anyways, I love you guys and I'll see you later. This is my girlfriend Michelle about to beat Cataclysm, her very first extreme demon. But here's the thing, she's not a regular Geometry Dash player. In fact, she's only been playing the game for 90 days up to this point. Seems unbelievable, right? So what's the catch? Is she cheating? Does she have prior game knowledge and is lying to us? Does she have previous experience of rhythm games? And the answer to all of that is no. She's just a regular girl who doesn't even play video games. Apart from Valorant and Wizard 101, people still play this game in 2025, which is in fact the only other game she has ever played. This video is the final part to a 3-part series I've started with her, where I coached her all the way from Stereo Madness to Acropolis in 60 days. And now I'm gonna coach her from Acropolis to Cataclysm in the next 30. I would recommend you guys watch part 1 and part 2 first, since this will be a continuation from those 2 videos. Here's a quick recap. She's on day 61. Up to this point, I've coached her all the way to Acropolis, where she has started from Stereo Madness and moved up to Club Step and 9 circles. And in that video, I said if it reaches 300 likes, then I will coach her to Cataclysm. That's what I did. I made her this ladder to do. It's 1 hard demon and 3 insane demons for her to beat. In part 2, she did Forest Temple, Supersonic, and Acropolis. In this video, she will tackle Night Terrors, the last demon she has to beat before Cataclysm. But little did Michelle know that both Night Terrors and Cataclysm will be the greatest mental challenge she will ever have to endure.
I feel like I'm dying to this. I don't even challenge it when I'm done.
Throughout this video, we'll go more in-depth on neuroplasticity, specifically going over advanced techniques you could use to improve in Geometry Dash and address some comments and concerns from the last video, talking about some of the strategies that I brought up. And to top it off, I also invented a brand new strategy from the research that I've done. So if you want to improve in Geometry Dash and learn some advanced techniques, I'd keep watching. But before we get to that, let's start on the first day of Night Terrors on day 62. She started off her practice like any other day. We went on half speed and learned the entire Hold on, that's it? No like goal? No begging for subscribers? No more Michelle coaching in this video? Well, you guys know me good enough. Listen up, I'm gonna absolutely shoot for the stars here. If this video gets 30,000 likes, I will coach her all the way up. Not to Bloodbath, not to Sonic Wave, not to Bloodlust. I will sit down and coach her all the way up to a list demon. However, 30k likes is a lot of likes, so if you want to see that happen in the future, make sure to like the video and subscribe while you're at it, because I like posting high quality content. Anyways, back to Night Terrors. I instructed her to learn this level in 0.5 speed. I'm going to do the same thing as I did as Acropolis. Learn everything in half speed so it's just easier to digest. This pre-jump of Night Terrors is pretty easy, except for this one random blind jump in the level, which, by the way, did this have to be a blind jump? This is seriously annoying, but all you have to do here is just wait a split second and you'll make it. You could also click here really late instead and buffer this jump, but to be honest, that's probably more inconsistent than just waiting half a second and clicking. And then we headed to this part of Night Terrors, which Michelle got tripped up by.
My body one just keeps on dying, bro.
This duel could be somewhat confusing, but it's pretty easy as long as you just focus on the bottom cube. And then when you start falling from this block, you just hold so your top cube could jump. But Michelle definitely struggled to understand this, because you're not holding at the beginning.
Oh, you're right.
Then she made her way up through the next big choke points of Night Terrors. That's 47%. This part is one of the few high CPS moments of this level, and to be fair, it is a little ridiculous, and it does take a little bit of time to get consistent. Michelle will struggle here in the future, but I will give her some techniques and advice on how to learn a section that just seems impossible. But moving along, she learned the next big choke point, which is a 64% wave. It's incredibly difficult for many reasons, but I'll get back to this later when she tackles this wave for real. And then she finished up her initial practice session. Now she understands the level, and it's time we start learning the level backwards. And usually up to this point, we used a random start position copy that I found online, but
Wait, the start pause starts at 72.
yeah, it's a terrible start pause. This is going to be your first Halo X3 coach tip of the day, and that's to stop using these god-awful start position copies that other people make. Please make your own. In my opinion, if you want to use the strategies that we will be using in this video, I recommend to make your own start position copy and place a start position in every section of the level. So yes, sometimes you will get up to like 20 start pauses, but it does be like that sometimes. It's how you do the switch strat effectively. So I made a start pause copy for her. Anyway, she did the ending once, and low-key, this ending on Night Terrors is pretty free.
Okay, well, the ending is free.
Okay, do that like 5 times then.
So I told her to do it 5 times in a row to make sure she has it down. It sounds excessive, but trust me, you do not want to be dying to this ending from 0. And after she's done it, she moved 1 star position back. And this part is just a straight fly and some waves, so it was pretty easy.
Stop! This is so scary.
However, she started complaining about the flashing lights this level has. And to be honest, it can get a little too much, so I put her in layout mode. Only temporarily, so she can learn the level without the annoying lights bothering her. And actually, it's kind of similar to what we did for 9 circles. So once she did the ship part at half speed 3 times in a row, we did the speed hack strat, and as explained from the last episode, she got this down really fast.
Wow, it gives me all this time to celebrate.
Relax, this is easily chokeable.
So, we repeat the process once again, going 1 start position back, going at half speed and learning this part using the speed hack strat. And this straight fly is a little tricky, and that's because of this portal switch right here, but there's a fun technique you could use here to get past it every time. But I actually explained this better all the way in Cataclysm where we faced a similar challenge. So, I'll save the explanation for when we reach there. So she moved up speed all the way up to 1x, I completely owned this part. However, when she moved the start position back, I noticed some problems, and it's specifically at this double click right here, and I could tell she had some trouble with this.
This feels weird clicking so fast. No, I literally cannot do this.
But I was secretly hoping this was just a day 1 thing and not an actual problem down the line. Wait, no. No, is this foreshadowing? No! There were also similar struggles on the 64 wave, which, I mean, I gotta give it to her. This wave section is probably the hardest choke point this level has, so since she was showing signs of clear struggle, I'm gonna have her do it in 0.85 speed instead of jumping straight to 0.9 to make the transition easier.
Stop. This is like scaring me how fast it is. This is only 90%. I need to get my 2.8. I can't do this.
Do 0.8 a couple times and do 0.85.
Eventually though, I kind of just moved past it because I plan on practicing that part heavily in the future. And for the first day of Night Terrors, we kind of played it easy, so she only went all the way back to 45%. And on this next day, I wanted to waste no time. I wanted to see if getting 50 to 100% on day 2 of Night Terrors was possible. After all, she has just beaten 2 insane demons before this, so I wanted to see that skill shine. First things first, I wanted her to try to get 50 to 100% in half speed.
Should I get 50 through 100 in half speed? Can you do that?
Should be pretty easy, and yeah, I mean, literally first try, okay? Anyways, you probably guessed what my plan was here. I'm going to do the speed hack strat for 50 through 100%. And as she worked her way up in speed, she was of course struggling and started having doubts.
I'm not looking forward to do the wave at full. Layout mode, speed hacked on, I still can't do it.
You're practicing. You can't expect yourself to do it immediately. Just give yourself time to practice and learn.
And I was exactly right. You just can't be going into learning a level with a negative attitude. You need to stop expecting to do things immediately. Learning levels take time. So go into levels knowing that and be patient with your progress. And to please trust yourself. Believe me, Geometry Dash is mostly a mental game, and I promise you, if you ask any pro Geometry Dash players what their biggest tip is to improving, they will probably say to improve your mindset, because it's true. And that's why I tried my hardest to keep her in track.
You got this. You need to lock in. This is exactly the same thing as 9 circles over again. This is the exact same story.
Eventually, after some time, she did 50 through 100% in 0.6 speed, and while she initially struggled on 0.7, she also got it down pretty quickly.
Wait, so fast. Oh my god.
You just did like 3 frame perfects. What? Did anyone else see that?
I'm not even kidding. This is genuinely insane. Are you secretly Zoink, Michelle? Oh, wait, no, I forgot. She's not a furry, so she can't be Zoink. Anyway, she was learning fast, and in no time, she finally got 50 through 100% in 0.9 speed.
Oh my god, I'm trying my best.
This is it, the final hurdle. All she had to do now is just do it 10% faster, and she will actually have 50 through 100% of Night Terrors on just the 2nd day. And while initially it seemed like she was doing pretty well, but she fell to the 64% wave choke point, and it didn't take long for me to figure out that this was gonna be a problem.
Oh, I can't do that. Ah, oh my god. Oh, I can't. Alright, no, I believe I can do this today. You should do your Sakupin stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
Crazy, funky, magic, crazy crackhead circles.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Close enough, Michelle. Which, speaking of crazy crackhead funky circles. I am doing this as my next hardest, so expect a video on that soon. And to be honest, in hindsight, looking back from my coaching, I think I really messed up here. She was obviously struggling on this 64 wave, and I mean, she kind of died here so many times now. I should have done some extra practice right then and there and did some start pause switching, but honestly, that's okay. We live and we learn. Eventually though, she had to run from the heavens and actually passed this damn 64% wave choke point.
I did it though, I did it, okay?
Okay, you know what? 50 through 77 is definitely not bad, so I won't complain about that. Although, I have to say something that I've been neglecting. See, you might think that she's just bad at the game, which to some extent, sure, you can say that, but she's specifically struggling at some high CPS sections like this 64% wave and this 77% double click, where you can hit some inputs in relatively fast speed. I know.
My pass rate is like 30%.
Why is that? It's definitely no secret that she enjoys more slower pace levels where you don't have to click that much rather than the faster paced ones. Well, there's actually a very good reason why, and it's because she's a woman. I'm just joking, please don't cancel. It's actually because she has long nails. Pretty long nails, actually. She likes being this super girly girl, so she walks around with these long nails. Now, well, usually I wouldn't think twice about it until I remembered how I played on the Seiyo device. See, how I and many other pro players play is that we kind of put our fingers downwards onto the Seiyo device, almost slamming it down. But since she has long nails, she can't do that because her nails would drive into the keyboard. So instead, she's forced to basically play like this, where she can't really put much force down, and I realized that this is the exact issue as to why she struggles on high CPS gameplay, so I made sure to keep this in mind for the future. So because of that, I told her to instead to try buffering that click to make that double click slightly easier. For that first blue orb, you're gonna buffer it. You know what buffering means, right? Okay. So that way, instead of doing 2 clicks, it's just 1. So instead of doing a quick double click, you press once while you're in the air, so you're activating the buffer, and then clicking again once you hit the blue orb to jump. And it seemed like it actually helped her quite a lot, so that's great. Another Tato X3, Coach Dub.
Oh my god, my hands are hurting from... I mean, like, it's fun, it's cool, I get that, but like, for me, as a person, I don't really click that fast. When I practice, I can only do so many runs before I literally get tired.
And hearing that is definitely a little bit concerning, but also normal at the same time when you get to the level of difficulty like Insane Demons and beyond. But she kept up practicing, but the biggest spread she was able to get this day was 50 through 82.
Help me! Help me, babe!
And that was the last bit of progress she made this day. Even though we didn't get the goal I wanted, I will never complain about progress because her consistency definitely improved a lot in these short 2 hours. And now we're on day 64, which is an entire Minecraft stack if you think about it. But she forgot to start recording, and because of that, she wasn't able to capture this amazing run of 63 through 100%. But at least you can see the proof here. I really wanted her to get 50 through 100, but she was taking a little too long on getting this run. So I sprinkled in some runs from the beginning. My next big goal was to get this level down to 3 runs. 20%, 20 through 50, and then 50 through 100. So she started her practice from 20, and in no time, she got 20 through 50 in half speed.
No, why are we back here again?
So at the very least, she knows how to do this entire level. And at the end of the session, she would manage to do it in 0.7 speed, so not bad. But she's not finished because she started up her stream later that day, and she was ready to make serious progress.
Do you think you'll be able to get 50 to 100 this stream? Oh my god, I don't know. I'm trying. I feel like yesterday we got really close to it.
I told her enough is enough. She needs to get 50 through 100% now.
But I was like, I just really don't have fun playing this level at all.
And very shortly into the stream, she did just that.
Okay, we can graduate, Okay, oh my god, thank god. I was just complaining because I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just need to do it once. I did it. Oh my gosh.
That's great. We're still ahead of schedule. And remember, the 2 hardest parts about 50 through 100 is this 64% wave click and the double click at 70%. So once she passes that, I knew for sure she was able to make it. Day 3 of Night Terrors, having 50 through 100% is certainly decent progress. And now that she's done that, it's finally time for her to upgrade to regular Night Terrors without layout mode. Honestly, I should have done this earlier, but it's okay. She can get used to the flashy lights now, and it won't be too much of an issue since she already knows the gameplay. I did tell her that 50 through 100% is very important to masters, and doing it once is definitely not what I consider mastery. But for now, we switch our focus back to 20% at the beginning. And well, she got her first bit of progress getting, guess what? What do you think her first bit of progress was? 10%? 20%? 35%? No, she got something even better. She fluked all the way to 7. No, just 7%. Listen, we don't make fun of progress here. But I told her not to play from zero anyways and told her to focus on getting that 20 through 50 run for now. Especially since the pre-drop is really easy to get used to, unlike Acropolis. So I'm not too worried. And it definitely took a while to get consistent because after a little bit of grinding, the best run she was able to achieve was 20 through 37%.
Yeah, but if the video gets 30,000 likes and she'll be a list demon. Whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here, guys.
And after a while, she was definitely struggling. So I told her to take a break because she needs time to let her brain recover and retain information. And what do I mean by that, you say? Well, this is your next Tato X3 coach tip of the day. And that is to not play for more than 1 hour at a time. I'm gonna need you to hear me out and let me explain my reasoning. Remember neuroplasticity? Well, I highly recommend you to not do any playing sessions for more than 1 hour at a time. And what I mean by that is that those long 2 or 3 hour grinding sessions that you do playing your demon can actually do more bad than good. I know it seems illogical. How can more practice actually be bad? Well, it's because long playing sessions, for example, sessions that are longer than an hour at a time, can reduce learning efficiency or your neuroplasticity. So the longer the playing session you have, the worse your learning quality will be. And diminishing returns and fatigue kick in during long, unbroken sessions. So if you want to be more efficient, you'll likely learn and retain more effectively with multiple shorter sessions spaced throughout the day. Which brings me back to the tip that I said on part 2 about Michelle playing 2 sessions in one day. But there's this thing called the spacing effect, where it's a common learning strategy invented by a German psychologist, Hermann Ebbinghaus. And I definitely butchered that name, I'm sorry. But essentially, if you space out your practice between multiple short sessions, you will have greater neuroplasticity and motor learning. So something like playing for 40 minutes and then taking a break for 30 minutes and then coming back and playing for another 40 minutes. Taking that break gives time for your brain to digest all the information and strengthen your quote-unquote sympathetic connections between neurons. A lot of fancy words, but basically it helps you learn way better and faster than grinding for 3 hours at a time. So let me hit you with an example. Let's say you have Doggy, who practiced the Keynote's ending wave for 3 hours straight, and that's the only thing you did. And then there was me, who had the same duration of practice, so 3 hours long, but instead I added 2 30-minute breaks in between. And I can safely say that I would probably come out with more muscle memory gained than Doggy would. So what does this all mean anyways? Basically, take a break. Don't play for super long sessions. You don't have to do anything crazy, but if you find yourself playing a level for quite a long time, just chill out and take a small break. You can also take a nap as well, which, by the way, taking a nap will actually strengthen that neuron connection even stronger. And then come back and go for it again. You will genuinely be surprised at how much better you've got it. After she took a break, she did some more practice of 50 through 100%, and it's definitely clear that she's getting much more consistent, so that's always a good thing.
What?
So moving into day 65, of course her main focus was to get that 20 through 50% run, and as she grinded over the course of the next hour, she slowly and maturely got more consistent, and she ended up with her best run of 20 through 42%. But it's pretty obvious to me that she's struggling at this 49% wave, and I really should step up and have some dedicated coaching sessions sometime soon to fix this, because this might be a problem in the future. She was spamming on the second part differently than she was on the first one, and I'm not sure why. I suspect that it was because she was treating it differently and was getting it mixed up in her head. So she started up her stream on the second session and she continued going for that golden run. And it was obvious that she definitely needed help for the spam right here, but since I had to go for a little bit, I told her instead of getting 20 through 50 to go for 20 through 45 instead, so we can tackle 45 through 50 head on.
So you're saying I need help?
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
And eventually she did just that. She made it all the way up to 46%. And it was finally time to tackle this wave once and for all. So we went straight in with the great speed hack strat. The problem was that she was not spamming consistently. Sometimes her wave goes up and sometimes it goes down. So she needs to focus on spamming the exact same CPS without fluctuating, and doing it at half speed will definitely help. Just focus on trying to click at the same time, man. It's all about practice. It's okay.
I just spam, I don't know.
As long as you're trying to spam the same amount, not faster, not slower sometimes. I need you to stop reading chat for a second. We're fixing this today. I'm tired of hearing you crying in the club.
0.7!
We're gonna really take our time here since you suck at spamming. And after moving up the speed to 0.8, she's definitely started to feel the effects of the wave spam. Come on, Virgo, let's go.
Okay,
we're fixing
okay.
this today. You're in the mindset like we're gonna learn this today. What are we gonna learn today? We're gonna learn this 49 wave.
Kato is serious now.
And also made her go to 0.85 instead of 0.9, since she definitely is going to need that extra step to stay consistent. And after some time, her wave spam was looking really clean. What we were aiming for is this straight spam that doesn't wobble up and down, and she was doing a good job at controlling her CPS. And after moving up speed once more and doing it 3 times in a row on 0.9, it was finally time to master this on regular speed. And to further enhance her neuroplasticity and wake up her brain, I also told her to go into layout mode to prevent her brain from falling asleep. And wouldn't you have guessed, very soon after, she was able to do this 49% wave 2 times in a row.
You just did it 2 times.
Yeah.
Even though she is literally being nerfed by having long nails, it doesn't stop her from learning somewhat high CPS sections and levels. What a Giga Chad. And look at this beautiful waistband at regular speed. The difference is literally insane, from the start of the day to right now. And I also reminded her that she needed to get some good sleep today, so this very intense practice session can settle down in her brain. And that leads us to day 66. Our goal is still to get that 20 through 50 run and having practice of 50 through 100.
I don't really like feel like too much in the mood of like just like grinding, but I just want, I want to be fun.
Unfortunately though, this day she was feeling extremely tired, and there's no point in having dedicated practice if you're just not feeling it. So we just had fun and talked to our chats.
You should just update it as a fanboy. Yeah, I'm down. I feel so Sigma. Did you mean Sigma?
Why'd you read that out loud?
Oh, I
No. Don't you dare say it. No, they said it. No.
Okay, well, I don't know. Was it gunshots? I can't tell.
Gunshots? You think there's gunshots in your neighborhood?
So when she had her break, she came back on day 67 and she was ready to make serious progress. And she even did this 49% weight choke point first try with a pretty clean spam, and you could hear it in her voice that she was excited.
Yes, first try, baby.
And right after this, she got 30 through 52%. She's almost there of the goal of 20 through 50. So after getting that run, she went 1-star position back and grinded it out. She was just steamrolling that day because it didn't take long to get that exact run.
I did it.
Now that we have 20 through 50, it's time to get 20% from 0. But she wanted to leave that for part 2, when she started streaming and spend the rest of this session grinding out and doing some sporadic practice here and there. And when she came back and started her stream, she had one goal in mind, and it's to get night terrors in 3 runs. And oh, damn, okay, that was fast. I mean, sure, I guess I'll count 3 through 20% as 0 through 20. I mean, what are you gonna do, sue me? So now our next goal is to start connecting runs. Play from 0 occasionally, see how far we get while pushing back our best run from the start position. So seeing if we could get 40 through 100% or 30 through 100, etc. You get the idea.
So extra, it's annoying me. I can't do this one.
She was getting extremely mind blocked on playing from 50, and I told her that she needed to focus on not letting her autopilot. But she was unable to do that, so I told her to take a break from playing from 50 and to play from 20. And now her problem was that she was dying to this click right here at 28%. Usually this isn't a hard click, but I noticed that she died here 4 times now in a row, and she wasn't actively trying to make adjustments, which sounds a lot like autopiloting to me.
See, you died there like 4 times, but because you're not focused, you're making the same mistake and you're not being active about it.
So I pointed it out to her in the hopes of her improving on it.
I'm telling you, like, I can identify the exact problem. It's just you don't want to do anything to fix it.
Because it's too fast. Well, obviously, if it's within my capabilities, I would do it. And
No,
one time it's too fast.
we're gonna fix your problem so you can stop dying there, because that part should be 100% consistent.
I don't
Yes,
wanna.
go in.
I don't wanna.
She was being so stubborn here though, so honestly, I let it go because if she didn't want to do it, then it's a sign to me that she wasn't having fun. And like I've always said, having fun is one of the most important things to do in Geometry Dash. But then there comes another issue. If she wasn't having fun, then she's not going to make good progress. And it's not like I could stop coaching her since I need her to beat Night Terrors fairly fast. So I was stuck and sat down and tried to figure out a new way to coach her. But before I was able to think of anything, Michelle hit me with this absolutely wonderful run of 20 through 60%.
Oh, let's
Hate it
go.
Which is also her second time she made it past this 49 choke point from 20, which is a sign of improved consistency. And this is why it's important to have fun, so
You got 20 through 60, so you can play 50 through 100 now.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did get it, huh? Oh, I did.
like, look,
You're
forgot.
like not even trying. You're so locked out that you didn't even realize you got 20 through 60.
she was so locked out here, and looking back as a coach here, there was a lot I could have done to prevent her from this great mind block she was having, but it's okay, I'm also learning as I go. Alright, let's lock in. Right now she has a couple of issues. I'm sure if she grinds out from 0, then she'll be able to get a run up to 40% quite easily, but she has 3 main problems that I as a coach need to fix. Number 1 is this 49 wave, and as of right now, it seems like I'm fine, hopefully. And problem number 2, this 64% mini wave. I need to fix this. It's clearly a major choke point for her, and also need to learn to make it fun for her since she's starting to despise practicing this and is getting majorly mind-blocked. So I need to figure out a way to help show her that this part is as easy as butter. And lastly, this click right here at 77%. But we'll get back to problem number 3 though, because first we had to tackle this 64% wave. I told her to do this wave in 0.8 speed, and what I'm trying to do here is basically throw her off enough so she wakes up and locks it. It's a strategy called context switching, and it seemed like she woke up because she was able to do this wave flawlessly on 0.8 speed and do it 3 times in a row.
Do from the start pause back.
And I also told her to move 1 start position back as well to keep on challenging her brain. And now that she was awake, it was time to change her mental. I needed her to change how she feels about this 64 wave, because if she does it, then she's gonna be mind blocked here and it will delay her progress to cataclysm. So it's important I stop it here and it doesn't become an issue later. Believe me, I've been through that. I've been through mind blocks that I just couldn't get past. So this is what I said.
So when are we gonna accept the fact that you actually can do it? See, you're actually putting in effort on trying. This is good. Good W
Stop
effort.
it! I don't want to hear it.
She was actually starting to put in genuine effort, and it seemed like the trick worked. And I told her to play in 0.95 speed. Again, still context switching here, and would you look at that? The hardest part in this entire level is now done 3 times in a row.
3!
In 0.95 speed. And I didn't want to stop there, so I told her to go up to 0.97 instead, and well, I guess she didn't like that.
0.97.
Babe, stop being so extra, bro. At that point, just give me 1x.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, but she has this wave mastered? What happened? Earlier in the stream, she died here 10 times, and now she's done it 3 times in a row. It just executed flawlessly? This is the power of context switching and identifying when you have the wrong mental. So if you're stuck pretty bad like how she was here, I highly recommend we go through the same process we went through here. But yeah, then she literally did 60-100 right there afterwards, and you could tell in her face that she was happy again and was no longer in a sour mood. Then comes problem number 3. Even though I told her to buffer, it's still a part that is difficult for her. But now that she has her newfound determination, thanks to mastering the 64 wave, she was a different girl. She was a girl who learns through failure, and in no time she was able to achieve 50-100% one more time.
Oh, let's go.
Yes!
Okay, great. Up to this point, we now have 20-50 2 times and 50-100 2 times, and now it's time to actually start connecting runs. I've realized from this point that I needed a new strategy in order to keep her happy and keep her mentally sane. See, she has a pretty strong dislike to the color red because, well, she's seen enough red levels in her days. So instead, I made my very own copy of Night Terrors. So instead of being black and red, it's just pinkified. And well, ladies and gentlemen, we're no longer playing Night Terrors. This is Night Slayers. So you remember how earlier back in part 2 I said how it's important to change up what you're seeing to keep your brain awake? Well, from here on out, I'm going to use Night Slayers as a context switcher. So whenever I see her start to fall asleep, I switch her to the purple version of Night Terrors since it's something different to look at and it'll wake her up once again.
A pink Night Terror. Wait, oh my god, this looks sick! I'm down. Thank you, love.
She absolutely loved the look of Night Slayers, and it was time to take a tiny break, so she played from 0. And it's about time we change that 20% you best. Let's see how far Michelle could go up to. And it turns out to be 30%. She was able to get a new best, but she definitely found new consistency, so solid work today. This day is Tato X3 approved. Let's hope she could carry on this consistency out to the next day. She still has a lot of work to do, but I like her progress so far. She had a pretty short first session where she did some light practice and played from 0. However, this time, she got a new best of 32% on the Night Slayers copy.
Hey,
oh my gosh, she got 32!
New best 32!
Which is always cause for celebration. But the next session is where things got even better, because 32% wasn't the only thing she got this day. See, I'm actually flying out to see her in 2 days from this point for the very first time, and I fully plan on dedicating some time into coaching her in real life. But before that, I needed to prepare her, so she just started grinding from 0. She found some consistency and even got 28%, which is not bad.
Okay, guys, let's not.
And even though she was in the right mindset earlier, she was now back to her old ways and was not enjoying herself, and started struggling once more at this damn 77% click.
You know what? We can just pray.
Right, you gotta slow down the game. So, we'll go to points. David, we're doing this. Yeah, you're doing it. Let's go. Because this is what we've always practiced. This is exactly the same thing that we did a day ago, 2 days ago, and 3 days ago.
When she got that down, she went back to 0, and I'm not sure what beast I awoke in her because she aimed for a new best. But this time, it wasn't a small progress jump. She didn't die at the ship straight fly, she didn't die at the ball, and she made it to the first big choke point from 0. And it was up to her whether she passes it or not, and she wasn't gonna let her previous trading stop her.
Okay. I'm down with it. 52. Never gonna get that again, low team.
And now, she officially has night terrors in 2 runs. But before we even had time to celebrate, she one-ups herself in the very next run and hits us with consistency we've never seen up to this point.
Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god, wait a minute.
I was genuinely so shocked at her getting a 3rd U best today, and 64% at that I genuinely just didn't know what to do. Like, I needed time to collect my thoughts. In the end, I decided to give her the next big goal. Get 35 through 100% and keep grinding from 0. She needed to build more consistency, which, speaking of consistency, what the hell is that? Her previous best was 32% and now she got 54 and 64% back to back? What? I don't even know what happened here, to be honest. I'm at a loss for words. And you can't say it's a fluke. I mean, she got 2 new bests. If she only got 52%, then sure, I might say it was a fluke. But the fact that she did it twice is a sign that she's gonna be Night Terror soon. And on day 69, Michelle was ready to go for it. And she was ready to beat Night Terrors. And since we're now getting in the big leads, I make sure to remind her to buffer the 77 click.
Okay, remember, hold in the air, then hold again.
On her first session, she played for 30 minutes, but unfortunately made no progress. Still though, she didn't let that waver her, and she still had high hopes going into the second session of the day. And her warm-up definitely was looking good, and it seemed like she really had that 64% wave mastered. Let's hope next time she makes it there, she does not choke. She had a promising run pretty early with 42%, and I had to make sure to reinforce that click pattern of the 60% wave as often as I can, and told her to do 60 to 100%. And she did it pretty damn fast. Maybe she can do it today. It's definitely a tough call, but Michelle's very confident in her skills right now. And well, I didn't want to kill her flow, so I went with it. We activated the switch strat, and I went full-on coaching mode. I was big on top of her and made sure she had high-quality practice, constantly switching to the parts that she died to.
Think about what's ahead right now. Think about that click, the wave spam. Okay, good run. Go back to 0. Okay, good run. Go to that start pause. Just hit 1 to go back to 0. Just go quick. No, you got no sluggish action.
Although, I kind of sound more like a drill sergeant than a coach right now.
Exactly. You should be.
But talking is like my copium.
Back to 0. Go. I don't want. Okay, next time we're not gonna finish the run. We're just gonna do that one section and then we're going back to 0.
Okay.
And I told her to do a modified switch strat. What do I mean by that? As you guys know by now, the regular switch strat up to this point works like this. You die to a section, you go to that section to start positive once, and then you go back to your main goal. We get it, Tato. You said it a billion times. Okay, since I want to do a more intense session, today I'm going to do a modified switch strat to be a little bit more fast-paced. Essentially, instead of completing the entire section, all I wanted to do is just pass the part where she died. So for example, if she dies to this dual click right here, instead of making her pass the dual when she switches there, I just want her to pass the click where she failed and go back. So I don't even want her to complete the run, I just want her to keep it fast-paced. But as she plays more into the stream, her confidence fades as she starts to slowly realize that she might not be able to beat Night Terrors anytime soon.
I just want to play the level out. No, I'm dying to the bomb more than I am. I only make it past the bomb maybe like 5 times.
Unfortunately, while she just got 64% on Night Terrors, she is still mountains away from beating this goddamn level. And this day definitely proved it. There was one shining star that shone through though, and it's when she swapped over to the pink version of Night Terrors. She made it past the wave choke point one more time, but that was it. And she gave up. But she wasn't gonna be sad forever. Because remember when I said this? See, I'm actually flying out to see her in 2 days from this point for the very first time, and I fully plan on dedicating some time to coaching her in real life. Well, surprise! I'm currently on a plane right now flying over to see Michelle in person for the very first time. And that's also why this day is labeled at 69.5. I was arriving at her house that day, and I didn't want to take any practice seriously at all. So, well, yes, she did officially play this day. I'm personally not gonna count it for this challenge. And you can even see here when she was practicing Night Terrors that I had just arrived to a layover in Texas.
Welcome to Texas.
It's my next gate right now. How are you? Good?
And voila, I'm here now! And it's time for the Tato Extreme real life coaching arc to begin. Just kidding, not yet. I'm only there for 2 days. I had to leave for VidCon, so today we're playing for fun. But these next 2 days, Michelle's gonna face her toughest challenge yet. This entire time, I've been coaching her, being with her in every step of the way. But while I'm away at VidCon, it's up to Michelle to beat Night Terrors completely by herself without my help. Will she be able to do it?
I don't do this anymore.
However, for now, let's enjoy our time that we had together. After all, this is literally the first day we met in person for the very first time.
No way, Taylor's in my shower. I know.
We are now on day 70, the first out of 2 days where I'm completely absent. And she started out fairly confident at the beginning of this day.
Exactly like that. Okay, I can do this. Now, if I can pass the 65% one, then we should be chilling. Sure, I don't know.
She even got 44% early on into the stream, but something was off.
Yeah, I think no, let's do that. Let's just pray for us to pass the wave. There's no way that night I got 50% and 65. Now I'm calling cap on myself. Alright, so we got to 44, right? Which means that's basically 50. And if we get 50, we might as well go for 65. And if we're 65, if we fluke it, then we have to go fight 77. And win that one, then we win that one too.
That is some serious copium. However, as you will see, this will be one of the downsides of constant coaching. Because I've been with her at every step of the way, and without me, Michelle was directionless. And she didn't have a positive person to back off of, and it was very quickly becoming a negative echo chamber.
Oh my god, what? Like, how? Oh god, I hate that wave so much. Oh my god. Okay, like, I can do this, but like, in combination with 60%.
To her defense though, she was incredibly consistent, and at this moment I was currently in an Airbnb with other Geometry Dash YouTubers, so I wasn't able to coach her live, and unfortunately no progress was made this day. However, 3 runs to at least 50% is definitely solid. On day 71, without my guidance, Michelle tried to get 35 to 100%, and she actually came very close with this 78% death. If she got past this, then it would have been very likely she would have gotten it right there. She also had a second shot at it, but died to the infamous 77 double click. Her consistency was actually extremely high. It genuinely surprised me when I rewatched this footage. If I was there, I would have reassured her that she did amazing, but it really gets me worried because she is definitely one to get extremely hypercritical over herself. She started up her stream on the second session, and her main goal was to go for the big 35 through 100.
I don't want to say anything, but I feel like I got night terrors down.
And her consistency from earlier, I'm tempted to say the same thing. However, it's up to her to see if she's able to do it. And she started off strong with a 50% run.
No!
Unfortunately, throughout the course of this stream, her mental will go downhill, and her smile starts to fade.
With Supersonic, it was kind of like that. Like, I understood everything, but like, there's just like, you know, obviously the G-Boy transition that I just couldn't do.
And there's only so much encouragement I could do from Twitch chat.
I don't want to do this anymore.
But it's fine. I knew that the next day I was coming back home to Michelle, so I would be able to coach her in real life. And that's exactly what I did into day 72. This was it. Her fate was now in my hands. I was really able to analyze how she plays, how she clicks, and more specifically, aim to fix these 2 choke points. And now that I was physically there, I was able to remind her about the click pattern on the wave to stop any mind blocks that could happen. You got this today.
You think I got this? You think I got this?
I ended up incorporating a protocol in her head. While she was practicing, before she makes it to the wave, I will say the words, click later, to remind her that she needs to click later in the wave since she dies by clicking too early. And the idea was that if I said it enough times, I will train her to lock in on command. So when she does make it to the wave from 0, I can say the key words, click later, and force her brain to do the correct click pattern, as you can see right here.
Oh my gosh. 3 times in a row? Where am I?
Click later. Genuinely aim to click right before you die.
And soon enough, she got 35 through 82%, which is all the difficulty of this level.
No!
And I knew she was almost ready to beat Night Terror. First things first though, with my click later protocol, it allowed her to reach levels of consistency she's never seen.
Right before you die. Right before you die. Click right before you die. It's just a star pause, Michelle! It's just a star. No spam. Click the blue orbs. Let go.
And when she was given the opportunity to get this run once and for all, she took it and didn't look back.
Okay, don't mess this up.
That was it. All I needed to do was just implement some of my coaching techniques. And now that she finally has 35 through 100%, it's time to aim to beat Night Terrors. And on the next day, as she was literally warming up, she got 35 through 100% one more time. This time, it wasn't a fluke. It was her pure consistency shining through. I wasn't even there to see it. I was in genuine disbelief.
Don't tell me this.
Look. 34 to 100. 20 minutes.
So, there was only one thing left to do, and that is to grind out 0%.
No!
Try. Great run though, W run.
And in no time, she had her first run past 50.
Right before you die. Yeah! Okay, you know what we think?
It almost work. I mean, she passed it, but I guess her nerves made her finger let go. It's a little bit of a shame, but we could never complain about a new best. And from this point on, something activated in her, and unlike the previous days, she didn't let go of the consistency.
Oh, I got scared. No, I need to control it a little bit better.
I've literally never seen consistency like this before,
No, nice try. I wasn't even gonna say anything there.
and I even thought there was a solid shot she was able to do this today. So we took a quick 30 minutes break and came back. And after a couple bits of play from zero, she made it to the wave one more time. But hold on, I have to stop you right there. Do you remember best ever?
Let's get the first
Wait,
coin.
there's coins in here.
Let's get the first coin, money.
This guy? Yeah, I'm sure you do. Well, it turns out that we have some lore updates. Basically, he actually stopped by during Michelle's stream claiming that he's best ever.
You haven't.
Wait, your best ever?
Who?
Catherine. Is that the best ever?
I don't know.
Wait, send a message to Michelle's account.
She got a message on her Geometry Dash account, and wouldn't you know, it's the same guy. And, well, he definitely had some things to say in chat.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean, hi who? Hi who? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, we gotta get a verification. It's the famous one, chat. Let's get the first coin, Mike.
And for reference, this Catherine person in chat, who I can only assume is the mother of this lost soul, please get a hold of your child.
We're counting your farthest percentage.
Add me on Discord.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
No, it's okay.
But thank you. Not you, what? Best ever, are you like... How do I say this without getting cancelled?
Are you,
Are you able to say the word?
Are you able?
I'm white. I'm dead. They're actually just clip farming.
Well, at least Michelle was having a great time, but I'm afraid my presence in the room is only gonna worsen things.
Stop! You're making me nervous.
Do anything.
And she was unironically getting nervous from me being in the room, so I ended up just leaving to let her lock in.
I feel bad. Some type of way.
She got 60%, soon after I left.
Get to that wave.
And she has that 64% click pattern down. All she needs to do was settle her nerves, and eventually she will get past it and get a new best. When I saw that run, I literally ran upstairs, and you can hear me even going up the stairs in this clip. But I wanted to tell her how proud I am of her, of breaking through her mind block.
No, don't come celebrate this. There's nothing to celebrate.
Yeah.
No.
Who cares?
And I've never ever been more confident that on day 74, she would pass Night Terrors. 30 minutes into the stream, she was making it to super far run, but her mom came in the room and took her out of focus of the game.
Aw, it's okay.
Oh. Timing on the mom just distracting you. God damn it.
And ultimately, she wasn't able to get past the choke point. And using the technique of context switching, by making her switch to the purple version of Night Terrors, she was able to lock in and get this run. I'm telling you, the technique of context switching works every time. You don't have to go as far as I did, but you could just change the mashup or even change the resolution of the game. It's just something different to keep your brain awake. And that wasn't the only time she was gonna pass this 64% wave, because 15 minutes later, she was able to achieve another 35 to 100% run.
Let's go. You guys still good at that? You got this. Once you reach there, you're passing it.
And when she started playing from zero very shortly after, she was given one more chance at this 64% wave. And I just kept doing my coaching technique, giving her the key word of
Later.
and made it all the way back to 77% where she fell once again. But instead of being angry, we were celebrating, because we knew if we just grinded it out, victory would be ours. After all, she's been practicing this solo for 14 days now, and undoubtedly the hardest demon she's done so far. Maybe all she needed was just my presence, and with the plea at the beginning,
I want to beat this so bad.
she spoke that exact sentiment into reality. Because when she made it past the 50% wave span, she was focused. And when I reminded her of the correct click pattern,
Later.
she aced it, and now her fate was in her hands one more time. And all I could do was just sit there and watch as she beat Night Terrors.
Wait. Stop.
And just like that, she beat Night Terrors in 22,000 attempts.
Only
Alright, chat. Total attempt count. 22K.
And while this level definitely took her a very long time, like Supersonic, this was an incredible achievement. Michelle definitely needed this level. She needed the skill boost that Night Terrors will give her, because it's finally time. I've been teasing it all along, and it's about time we start our practice on Cataclysm. And I want to waste no time, because there's just so much to get into. But even though Cataclysm would undoubtedly be the greatest milestone she would have as a player so far, we could have never guessed that she would also beat it in less attempts at Supersonic. How? Well, let me explain how as we start our journey of Cataclysm on day 75. I'm gonna breeze past this because we did the same thing that we did for our Night Terrors and Acropolis, learn everything in half speed and move up, yada yada. I'll focus on the stuff that actually matters, like how I wanted to mentally prepare Michelle of the difficulty coming up. I will tell you that right now though, this part is definitely the hardest part of Cataclysm. So we did a general practice run of the level, the ship, the wave, the ball, and well, actually speaking of this ball, there's one easy technique that will help you practicing this. And with most ball parts, it comes down to clicking earlier than you think you do. You're not a spider. You don't click after you pass a spike. You need to be clicking basically when your ball is right underneath the spike, and you will pass it. And of course, being mindful of the speed changes right here. Anyways, the next important part about Cataclysm is this ship section. The first part is easy, but this second dual part is what gets most people. The trick here is to click more or longer than usual. Why? Well, did you ever notice that your upside down ship is actually heavier than your regular ship? That's right, it's not a bug, it's an actual game mechanic. And the dual ship actually mirrors the gravity of the upside down. So if you want, it might be easier to focus on your upside down ship here so you could straight fly normally. Or be mentally aware that you just have to click a little longer and a little more since you will be heavier going into it. And Michelle definitely got a little scared seeing this final straight fly at the end.
Okay, this part. I died.
Don't worry, that's... But I reassured her that when she does eventually make it here, she will be so lucked in that she will not die. But now it was time to finally start practicing. So like always, we want mastery of the later half of the level. So I was aiming for 63 to 100% on day 1, which is from the ship section. First things first though, I had her practice this last wave.
I think it's cool.
I know it's a little boring,
But eventually she did it, the ending wave in regular speed.
Okay. We got go down.
And now we are going to do our famous speed hack strat and learn the dual ship.
we're gonna go back to 0.5. All right, now we're gonna go back 1 star pause. Now we're gonna do this to 100. You gotta keep that in mind when you're straight flying, that you have to pull just a little harder when you're going up. Surprised you're getting that triple spike down. I remember when you're like shooting your ship upwards. I struggled on that all the time.
Well, we are in 0.6.
Here's something you gotta understand. It doesn't matter if you're in 0.5 or 1x speed. If a part is hard, a part is hard.
So we worked our way up in speed like we always do. She did it in 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and finally she did the final dual ship all the way to the end. And since I wanted her to do the entire ship to 100 later, doing it once in regular speed isn't enough. And I wanted her to do it a couple times so she has the part down.
A couple times! But I can't do that.
Yeah, what is it enough? We got to do it a couple times. And it actually seemed like she got pretty good at it. I was genuinely surprised at how fast she picked up this part. And now we made it to our goal, the final ship from 63%. And there's no trick to this. This part is just genuine ship control. And if we combine it with the speed hack strat, she would get it today. She had a problem where she was consistently dying doing the dual ship. And it's because she wasn't adjusting for the gravity change of the dual. You have to be aware that the ship is heavier. So if you start clicking the same you regularly do in the first half, you will fail. And eventually, she actually did the entire ship in one run in regular speed after working her way up.
Dang, I just first tried it.
So she got her first big run of Cataclysm, 63 through 100%. And I called it there for that day because I was happy and I really wanted to take things slow with Cataclysm. And I did not want to overwhelm her. And when I said I was going to take things slow, I really mean I'm going to take things slow. Here's my plan from day 76 and onwards. I'm going to slowly push back her start position every day, all the way until she reaches 43%, which is from the start of the queue, because it's here where the difficulty of Cataclysm really starts to fall, and it's vital she masters this. And then comes the first wave of this level. We can't ignore it, so I wanted to tackle it as soon as possible, because I also beat Cataclysm by first extreme demon, and it took a while to get consistent at it. What am I gonna do? Well, remember when I said this? Basically, there's this study conducted in 2018 where they had one group train at a constant single difficulty and another group train progressive. Well, I'm gonna unironically recreate this experiment. This study here shows that over the course of 8 days, the group with progressive difficulty had much greater results, so I'm gonna take that literally. Since I'm taking my time with Cataclysm, I figured we also had a lot of time to learn this first wave. play. So I'm gonna split it up into learning it by days. On the first day, she's gonna learn it at 0.5 speed, and on the second day, she would be up to 0.6, and so on and so on and so on until she's at 1x speed. Doing this, according to this study anyways, will definitely have more improvement than if she were to just play the wave normally. So it's really gonna put this study to the test. So essentially, I'm doing the speed hack strat we all know and love, but to the max. Instead of doing it 3 times in a row and bumping it up, I'm aiming on bumping it up by the end of the day. Of course though, I wasn't gonna move up speed until she's done it at least 3 times in a row anyways, so if she doesn't do it 3 times in a row, she will not be upping her speed until she does. And while we're on the same topic of the speed hack strat, I need to talk about some concerns about it as well. Some of you guys brought up this concern, which to be fair is a valid point about the speed hack strat. And it basically says how they're worried that doing the speed hack strat will not teach them the correct click pattern. But I disagree, and Michelle is a perfect example of this, and you actually see proof right here that throughout these next days, that is just not true. Not if you do it correctly, at least. I say go ham! If you're speed hacking a wave section, just go crazy and learn it with whatever click pattern you want. Spam for all I care. As you go up in speed and learn it, and doing it 3 times in a row, you will naturally adjust for the correct click pattern. And if you don't believe me, just see what happens with Michelle in these next few days. So how am I going to structure this programming? Well, I'm going to be doing a 70-30 method. Remember how I said breaks are important? Well, whenever I feel like Michelle needs a break, instead of taking a literal break, I'm gonna instead switch her over to the first wave and grab and grind it out. For now though, I wanted to focus on getting 50 to 100%, which is from this piano ball section. First things first though, I had to see if she retained her muscle memory of 63%. And who am I kidding? Of course she did. She got 63 to 100%, really got that fast. Okay, now we're gonna go 1 star pulse back. And to be honest, this ball part in particular isn't too difficult. The only awkward part are these series of clicks where it can be tricky since it has some weird time resisting spike. But we applied the speed hack strat, and soon enough, she moved at speed and learned this ball with no problems. But when she made it up to 0.8 speed, she slowed down a lot. She started to complain about the CPS of this section, which confused me because this part doesn't have high CPS unless you consider 4 CPS high, which it isn't. And Supersonic has much higher CPS, for example, but I didn't hear her complain about it until I figured it out. And I wanted to save Michelle from a mental gutter and mind block, so I gave her a much needed reality check.
I think I figured out the issue. Because this part, it's like Supersonic and Acropolis had much higher CPS than this. But you never complain about the CPS.
Oh yes, I done did.
Not to the extent of this. I know what it is, and you're just trying to find an excuse. You're just trying to find some type of cope to hang on to right now. You need to move past that. And you need to be like, I can do this.
She needed time to fix her mental, so it's time we took a break and started practicing the first wave. It isn't half speed, so it was pretty easy.
Okay, good. Now we're gonna slowly learn this. We have a lot of time. Like I said, this level is not easy.
And it seems like that break was exactly what she needed, because she ended up doing 50 to 100% in 0.9x speed.
Okay! What? You just did 51 through 100 in 0.9 speed.
Definitely not bad, and all she needed to do now was just a little bit of more practice.
This is basically 1x speed, and you just did 51 through 100.
We then took another break, and we went back to the first section. Remember the 70-30 rule. When she came back to the 51% ball, she was ready to do it in regular speed, and she finally did the run. 50 through 100. Bruh. We cannot be dying here. We're way too advanced in this game to be dying to spots like that. But she kept on grinding.
Remember, it's just a little faster than you were doing. Just a simple 10% faster. Nah? You just did it! You did the ball in regular speed! Okay, you could do it! You could do it!
Do this! I can do this! Yeah.
Most people don't have patience in this game, but that's one of your greatest skill sets.
And she eventually did it. Her second big run of the day. 51 through 100% on Cataclysm. Let's go! We did it! Hey, for the second day of Cataclysm, I will not complain about 51 through 100%. Obviously, the first 40% of this level is definitely the hardest part, but this is still good progress. And I'm gonna make it my mission for the next day to push this number back all the way to 43 through 100%. But before we get to 43%, it's time. Yesterday, she did the first wave 3 times in a row on half speed. It's time to up it up. So for the rest of the day, she will practice this wave in 0.6 speed. Before she moved it up though, I made sure she was warmed up, so I made her pass this wave a couple times first before moving up to speed. And she did it. For the jump from 0.5 to 0.6 is not too much, so I didn't expect her to struggle.
Makes sense. I did 3 times in a row.
And that's also all she did for this session. She just grinded out the first wave in 0.6 and tried to do it as many times in a row as possible. And when she came back on the second session of the day, we went straight to work grinding out this 43% cube section. This part can be a little tricky and overwhelming, but to be honest, if you know what to do and what to look out for, it's very easy. The one thing to remember here is to not click these blue orbs. It's much easier to just jump to the next platform instead. A viewer also made this Sigma edit of Michelle, which was a little interesting.
Oh, it's loud. believe it. It's just edit me. How do you feel about that?
Anyways, she got the second part of the cube section down and made it as far as 48 through 80%, which was not bad. But it wasn't enough. It's finally time to tackle this first part. And this part is genuinely hard. You just need to practice it. There's one thing you could do though, is that this yellow orb, you could actually hold because there's an invisible block right there. You might think it's obvious, but I've seen many people play Cataclysm who tap the yellow orb instead of just holding right here. And you can just automatically jump. And also, I didn't know how to do that, admittedly. So, yeah, in case you didn't know, there you go. But it's the same story all over again. She did it 3 times in a row, blah blah blah, up to her speed, blah blah blah, until she was on regular speed, and she did it once again 43 through 100%. Maybe wondering why I'm kind of speeding past this, because, well, I mean, yes, 43 through 100% on Cataclysm is impressive, and for day 3, it's definitely not bad, but this is only the start of her progress. She hasn't even touched these areas yet, and I did that for good reason. She is 100% gonna struggle here, and I wanted to make sure that before anything else, to have 43 through 100% learned like it's the back of her hand. I edited there for day 3, but it's the next day where the hard work is gonna begin. Once again, she did 2 sessions this day, and it was about time to tackle this first wave in 0.7, and after 5 minutes, she managed to do it.
I passed it! Yippee!
It's probably gonna take some time though to get this down 3 times in a row, but that's not bad.
I like this one a lot more than Night Terrors, that's for sure.
For now, when she started up her stream, it was time to tackle the first half of Cataclysm. This ship section definitely has its difficulty, but for now I wanted her to learn these sections instead of just going for a big run. And so we just did the speed hack strat on this ship section, this UFO right before it, and the ball. And every once in a while, sprinkling in some practice on the first wave in 0.7 speed. Now, she learned the UFO and the ship sections fairly easily. She even had this absolutely incredible run of 35 through 68%.
Yay!
Oh
That's
my
so good.
God! Which is insane for day 3 of Cataclysm, honestly. But she had a lot of difficulty in this boss section, and to be honest, I don't really blame her. It's specifically because of these inputs right here, where you have to do a double click really fast, kind of like the 77% click on Night Terrors. And remember, she has long nails, so I'm not saying this as a joke, she's unironically being nerfed because she likes having long nails. You have to just tell yourself to just click faster.
Okay.
But I did identify this issue and fix it at a later day, so stay tuned for that. But after trial and error, she did eventually do this entire ball in 1 run. That's all she did for this day, and I reassured her it's okay for progress to be slow. But it was a very incredible practice session, and I needed her to keep it up going into day 79. And it definitely seemed like she was getting more consistent at this 35 UFO, and she was a little confused on the best way to enter this ship portal.
How do I make it so that it goes down here? Because like there's a spike up there, which means...
Just make sure you're entering it from the bottom so you're going upside down. I told her to aim for the bottom part of the portal so the ship can auto-correct itself since it's going to be upside down. But don't worry, we also tackle this later on over a later day. So I'm going to skip over it. It's time we learned this combo, the ship and the wave, since we weren't able to do it the day before. Except, this is where we reach a problem. Because that's just inconsistent. Don't do that. You're gonna die a lot of times doing that. You see, this part actually does have a click pattern that's optimal. And I tried my hardest to explain to Michelle what it was. Let me take a screenshot. So there's one easy path you have to take here. There's a double click at the bottom and then at the top. You're not
I feel
doing
like
the
we're making this this is like not an issue. We're making it into an issue.
It is an issue. It is 100% an issue because you're gonna die so many times doing that. So we fix this now.
Well, can we get to it to make an issue so I can understand it and want to fix it? Because right now I don't want to fix it.
But she was being stubborn here because she says she doesn't see how her current click pattern can be an issue. Except her current click pattern relies on spam, which could definitely be inconsistent if she's playing from 0, which will cause some deaths here and lead to frustration. But for now, I let it go, and if it does become a problem later, we could just fix it. Anyways, it's time to learn a new speed of this wave. We're gonna shoot for 5 total completions. I'm not talking about in a row. We're just doing the wave 5 times at 9.9 speed. I knew the jump from 0.8 to 0.9 is gonna cause problems. So instead of having her go for 3 times in a row like we usually did, I wanted to just ease into it. So for this practice block, I told her to do it 5 times. And she did just that and swiftly made her way back to the second wave. This time, I didn't give her any trouble for the click pattern and she eventually was just able to do it semi-consistently on regular speed.
Okay, it's like the stock market then.
Stock market click pattern, yeah, let's do it. And we also did the exact same thing for this ship as well. Although in this one, she also had trouble in regular speeds, but that's to be expected. We are still learning and practicing. But eventually, she got the hang of it. Not mastered, but definitely not bad either. It's time to take a break as she made her way back to the first wave. And I told her not to aim for anything crazy, but to see how many times she could do it in a row. And eventually, she did it 2 times in a row.
2.
Oh, that was so good though. What? I was not expecting you to do anything in a row today.
What?
That was great though.
So toxic.
Which really exceeded my expectations. But yeah, she was surprisingly consistent at point 9 speed. Almost too much so. She did it 2 times in a row, and she was also consistent at this wave. And when she played from 0, she even passed them in her first bit of progress, getting 21%. And I was ecstatic. And on day 80, it's about time we made it to the big leagues. My next big goal for her was to get 35 through 100%. And once she gets that, she can grind out from 0. And of course, keeping our 70-30 rule in mind. And as she warms up on her first session of the day, she was able to achieve this amazing run of 35 through 80%, which she ended up dying to this wave section at the very end, which is just incredible. I mean, that's literally all the difficulty of that run right there. So if she keeps it up, she would definitely have another shot soon. You could get 35 through 100 today. I really do think it's possible. However, now it was time to learn the wave in regular speed. She was done with point 8, she felt ready in point 9, and I decided to test the waters on regular speed. But I needed to mentally prepare her, knowing that she has a bad habit of coping. We're gonna go 1x speed, and remember, let's not freak out immediately. It is gonna be fast. I need you to set that expectation. Unfortunately though, this day she was extremely busy, so she wasn't able to play much more. But when she came back on day 81, she was ready to have this wave mastered. But before we get to the wave, it's about time to let you guys in on another Tato X3 coach tip of the day. That is to do exercise before you do a heavy learning session. You see, earlier, Michelle went to the gym and then went straight to grinding. That is actually correlated to neuroplasticity. You see, there's a chemical called BDNF, which is a crucial chemical for neuroplasticity. So if you have more BDNF in your body, then you will have higher neuroplasticity or stronger muscle memory. And guess what releases BDNF into your body? That's right, exercise. If you do a workout before practice, not only do you have adrenaline still pumping through your body, but you will also have higher BDNF proteins in your body that will actually linger for around 3 hours. So if you practice in the next 3 hours of doing very intense training, you will actually see that you will come back with much improved muscle memory thanks to that increased BDNF levels in your blood. I was tired of seeing Michelle struggle to this ball, so it's about time I let her in on some tech.
I don't think I can do this. I really struggle here.
Okay, why don't you try this? Try putting your other hand on the space bar, and when you do that double click, just click once on the save device and then press space. Instead of going for a double click, I think it would be better to go for one click and get her other hand and use that for the double click. It's a technique that other players use, and I figured that she really needed it. And after a little bit of practice, Michelle was pleasantly surprised at how well it worked.
Wait, you can play GD with 2 hands? That's weird. I can't believe this.
When she did her first wave practice though, I told her to aim for 5 total completions like last time, and she did them so fast. It was a massive improvement from the day before. Ooh.
There you go.
Nice, 4 out of 5. Alright, focus on the ship. Afterwards, she continued to go for that 35 through 100% run, and she tried her hardest, making it as far as 71%. She didn't get 35 through 100, but her consistency near the end of the stream was really good. It's okay to make slow progress. When you get to extreme demon difficulty, progress is just gonna come slower than usual, and you have to stay patient. And she definitely did just that on day 82. The previous 3 days, she's been grinding out this big run of 35 through 100%. She's died to the ship many times and even once through the wave, but the consistency she showed yesterday was a sign that she's locked in. She started doing the Swiss strat to boost her neuroplasticity, and unintentionally, when she swapped over to 50, she ended up making it all the way to the end. When you have consistency like that, a good run is bound to happen. And every attempt that went by, she grew more confident.
No! I missed it!
She made it to the ship in back-to-back attempts.
No!
I even knew that she was gonna do it this attempt just purely based on her nerves. Well, lightning doesn't strike twice, so there was no way she was gonna die to this wave again.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go.
Let's go! Good job! And now, the next goal was obvious. It's time to get Cataclysm in 2 runs. And by that, I mean, let's get 35% from 0. After all this time she's been practicing the first wave from day 1. So I knew she was ready. Except, that's what I thought, until I looked at her ship consistency. She kept dying here, whether it was from 0 or from the start position, and this 20% ship is starting to become a serious problem for her. So I put in some extra practice, but at the end of the day, she did manage to get a new personal best of 24%.
Okay, you know what?
We're 11% away from getting Cataclysm in 2 runs. And as she was warming up on day 83, she got 40 through 100%, which was insane. Bruh! Not again! She's done this too many times. This has to be clip farming. Anyways, on this day, I was completely absent from coaching because I was focused on editing a YouTube video, so I didn't have time to coach her. So she was completely on her own on this one. But I do have coached her enough to where she was able to handle it on her own. And quite literally, her first couple of attempts playing from zero, she made it past the ship and was on a run of a lifetime.
Oh my god! That's so crazy! I was like one click off of 35.
However, for the rest of the stream, she wasn't really able to do much else. But overall, a new best is nothing to be sad about.
That was my first time passing the wave today, like this entire time.
Great job, Michelle. And on day 84, I was also still editing, but this will end up being the final day I would be absent, and Michelle came in with a plan in mind.
But yeah, like I said, today we're focusing on seeing if we can get to 35%. I got to 33 twice last night.
She wanted to get 35%, get that cataclysm in 2 runs, and potentially even further because of her consistency from 35 to 100% was increasing, specifically at this 41% ship.
I've gotten better at 41, guys. I don't know if you know this, but I've gotten a lot better at 41, like thank God.
And she was up on everything, even her consistency on the first wave. By this point, she's so consistent that she passes it at least once or twice a minute. Which, for context, when I beat Cataclysm, I remember I had times where I didn't get past the first wave once in like 10 minutes. So she's doing amazing. And I've said it enough times now where you should know that new consistency means a new best.
New best, let's go! Okay, now I can officially say I have Cataclysm in 2 runs. I was like, who the heck dies here?
Yeah, honestly, that's a great question. Regardless, Cataclysm in 2 runs is awesome, and the next big goal is clear. It's time to aim to beat Cataclysm and end this challenge once and for all. And that's exactly what we tried to do on day 85.
Okay, yeah, I can get to 41. Exactly 41.
And hearing those words gave me confidence that she was moving in the right direction. And she definitely tried her hardest with this 39% run. But throughout the course of this day, her mental just went into a downward spiral. She was dying to everything. The ship, the ball, the fact that she passed this wave so often just to die to the ship didn't sit right in her mind. So I stepped in and tried to cheer her up.
I've never passed away more than I ever have before. I've also never died at the ship more than I ever have before.
Now you got this, no one else. No one else, you hear me? I tried to pull out every trick in the book, go in layout mode, switch strat, but none of it worked and I was left clueless until she graced us with this absolutely incredible run while practicing the ship. 18 through 74%. That is quite literally basically all the difficulty of Cataclysm. And she would have just made it past the last spike, she would have gotten 18 through 100%. Absolutely bonkers. And seeing that just revitalized me a little bit and gave me a lot of hope. But something was still off. See, if my goal was to make Michelle beat Cataclysm as fast as possible, I need to change something up. At the rate she's going at, it could be much faster, and I thought I could personally do more as a coach. So I went back into the drawing board and tried to think of what else I could do. And I tried to see if there were any other muscle memory strategies I missed. Then I had a thought in my mind. What if instead of trying to see what other people have done, why do I try to make my own? I tried to make a brand new strategy based off of the knowledge that I know of how muscle memory and neuroplasticity works. And I thought, what if I combine the 2 strategies that I use the most into one? The 70-30 rule and the switch strat. This is a strategy that I theorized. I call it the 10-10-10 strat. 10 minutes you spend doing dedicated practice of your main goal A using switch strat, and 10 minutes grinding out 0% without using switch strat. Then a 10-minute break, and you repeat the process. And you do this in blocks of however long you want. Remember earlier when I mentioned that breaks are important? Using this strategy should theoretically help. So theoretically, the first block she has very serious, dedicated practice, and then she takes a 10-minute break. And hopefully it's on the second block where she should make noticeable improvements. Because in that short intermission, you allow your brain and your neural pathways to strengthen. So it's time to test out my theory on day 86. I'm gonna invent a new strategy called the 10-10-10 strat. For my theory to even have a chance to hold up though, I needed her to have a serious 20-minute block. No reading chat, just fully focus on improving. So first came up her 10 minutes of no switch strat. But I need you to, in those 10 minutes, I do need you to be like really effective, going strong. So I already started the timer, you should be going right now. And she practiced away. She didn't get much of that though, apart from some first wave consistency. Then it was her 10-minute block of the switch strat. And this time around I made her play from the ship at 20% to see what her farthest run can be. And then I had her do a mandatory 10-minute break. Okay, don't do anything that's
challenging yourself, or else it'll defeat the purpose of the break, okay? This is it. If on the next block she shows significant improvement, then I can say beyond a benefit of a doubt that my theory of neuroplasticity is true. That taking a break and doing a short, intermittent session is beneficial. All I could do was just hope and pray, and soon enough, the 10-minute break was up. Instead of jumping straight to 0%, I had her do the 20% start pause first. And she was the most consistent I've ever seen, getting a run of 20 through 66%, which is just ridiculous.
Oh, that's pretty good.
This was a great run, and so far, you're doing amazing. Okay, go back to 0. Yeah, you got this. I believe in you. 10 minutes to 0. She is definitely better. But, okay, now here comes the real test. To see if I did my research correctly, all she had to do in these next 10 minutes was play from 0. And I had to see if without a benefit of a doubt, if she had greater consistency. And I'm not even kidding. Her first attempt when she started these 10 minutes of playing from 0, she got this run.
Dude, 41 as I expected. Oh god.
Let's go! I literally called it! 41%. I genuinely can't believe what I'm witnessing. I sat here theorizing, trying to create a new strategy based off of my research on the most efficient ways to build muscle memory. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I thought it wouldn't even work. But this absolutely can't be a fluke. There's just no way. In the second block of my 10-10-10 strategy, she had major improvements in both areas. And not only that, she also got a new best on her first attempt. I mean, this is incredible. Did I just discover a new meta? Before I get ahead of myself though, there's still a lot more testing that I need to do. But for now, Michelle still had 9 minutes left to grind out from 0. And her consistency didn't fade, passing the wave in the ship so many times. And doing this somehow.
Oh my god, that was bad.
Bro, you're not W Pop-Off. And soon enough, the 10 minutes were up and she was done with block 2. And this is what I had to say about my results. 10-minute break is going. You did awesome though. Although it seems like to me that the 10-10-10 strat really is working.
Or it just is a good day.
I mean, it could be. Who knows? We need more testing, but so far it's looking good. So keep it up. I guess we're gonna find out. And so she took a 10-minute break and it was time to start break 3. Except, that's what I would have wanted, but unfortunately things went a little off course. You see, while I really wanted to keep testing out my theory of the 10-10-10 strat, I forgot about the main test subject, Michelle. See, Michelle, by this point, was absolutely not feeling this strat.
But I don't want to do that. I want to do it for fun.
She likes having fun her own way, and she really was not having fun doing this new strategy because she feels like she's being forced to play a certain way, which you could obviously tell by the way that she's talking about it.
I don't want to do this one. I don't want to do anything right now. I just want to play from 0. Are we done with this strat? Why?
And so, as infuriating as it was, I had to pull away from the 10-10-10 strategy. I did compromise with Michelle though. On day 87, she was gonna play Cataclysm the good old way without the 10-10-10 strat. And on day 88, we'll go back to practicing it just one more time. That way, I get to do more testing on it and Michelle gets to play her own way. So, for now, I'm putting this 10-10-10 strat on hold. But I do suspect some things, and I even wrote it down on my notes for this day, as she was playing as you can see here. I suspected that she might benefit from a bigger break, or something like a 10-10-20, or even doubling that, doing something like a 20-20-40. But I was only able to practice that on day 88, so for now on day 87, we went back to regular coaching. Even still, I genuinely believe she was able to get a new best this day. I didn't mention this, but earlier in the day before, at the end of the stream, she managed to do the first wave 5 times in a row. And if you have that type of mastery, a new best on Cataclysm is bound to happen. And she definitely remained with the same amount of consistency, making it to the ball from 0 many times. And soon enough, one of these runs, she got past it. 41% again. That's not bad, but she could do much better. And soon enough, she was given one more shot.
No!
Yeah, some of these Cataclysm choke points can definitely be rough.
Okay, so it's not early, it's not late, it's like mid-late. Oh, I keep on dying at this ship. I'm gonna cry.
Michelle put me on the sidelines because she wanted to do her own thing, but seeing her die over and over again to the same spots really hurt me inside. And I could tell she turned off her brain and just started playing mindlessly,
playing Cataclysm without being critical and being active about her gameplay, causing her to make zero progress. So it's time I did something to just wake her up. I decided to wake up her brain by tackling her main problems, which is what this ship right here, by making her actively think about how hard she's gonna click this ship timing. You need to try to control your ship a little better on like the second half where you're going upwards. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna think about how much you're going to hold in that attempt.
Okay. I'll do like a hard click, but like not too long.
It causes her brain to stop autopiloting, and almost like magic, she literally stopped dying to this ship section. Alright, think about the hard click you're gonna do, exactly how much you're gonna do it. And soon enough, she had great consistency, which was amazing. Nice! That's a great run! Good job, good job. That one hard click you did there, since you thought about it, you're gonna replicate it. And now came day 88. You guys know what time it is. It's time for Evil Tato X3 scientist to come out. Because I have explicit consent from Miss Shoutout to use her as a test subject to try out my brand new strategy, the 10-10-10 strat. Obviously, I wanted to try out my different variations of the 10-10-20 and the 20-20-40, but I wanted to do one more test run of the 10-10-10 strat first, and I'll use that as a baseline for everything else. So this time, I decided to play from zero first.
Okay,
Ready for your first block?
Yeah.
Remember, we're doing 3 blocks every single series, and in those 10 minutes, she didn't really do anything remarkable. But I noticed some really bad click patterns and this wave right here. So on the next 10-minute block, the switch strap block, I decided to spend this time to fix this god-awful click pattern. I essentially told her to do this click pattern right here, where you do a double click at the bottom here and another one at the top, which should be more consistent and easier. And in no time, she had it down. That's what I'm talking about! Great run! So the 10 minutes were up, and she had to take her mandatory 10-minute break. And it's time to see if my theory of waiting 10 minutes is true. So when she came back, what I'm looking for is improvement in consistency. And wouldn't you have guessed, when she started her 10-minute block of playing from zero, I was left speechless because she managed to make it as far as... Let's go! Yes! That's it. That's literally all the proof I need. I know that I'm onto something with this strategy. You might say the first time around on day 86 that it might be a fluke, but there's no way you can say that she fluked this once again. This is genuine proof that I'm onto something here with neuroplasticity. Now, I wanted to experiment blocks like 10-10-20, and I wanted to see if taking a longer break would improve anything. Or playing for longer like 20-20-40 might help as well. But anyways, our 10-minute break was up, and it was time to start another block. This time, I'm doing 10 minutes of 35 through 100 with switch strat on, and 10 minutes of playing from zero. And her 10-minute switch strat block, she got a run of 35 through 74%.
No!
Which, again, might as well be 35 through 100 since the rest of the level is literally free. Which is bonkers. And on the 10-minute block where she played from zero, once again, she had consistency like a Giga Chad. Because not only did she get 37%, she made it to 41%. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. All in the span of 10 minutes. If this isn't genuine proof that my strategy works, I don't know what to tell you. But there is one genuine flaw to this strategy. This strategy requires intense practice and focus, which means you might find yourself getting tired very fast, or faster than usual since you have to put your mind through the ringer here for this strat. And when we made it to block 3, Michelle started to complain that she was tired and her fingers are starting to hurt.
I'm tired of clicking around.
Which again, is why Michelle doesn't like this strategy. And that was it for day 88. And we actually had an argument about this off camera, but Michelle didn't really want to continue doing this 10-10-10 strat because of the reasons I said earlier. And as much as I wanted to keep on pushing her and keep on testing my theory, at the end of the day, what's the point if it will only drive her enjoyment further down? So yes, boys, for now, the 10-10-10 strat is cancelled. But I do genuinely believe that this has some valid use cases, so I'll do more research into this strategy in specific in a future video. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe. Actually, if you're watching this far in the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? This is my full-time job. Please support me by subscribing. Thank you. But definitely try out the 10-10-10 strat at home and report back to me because I will be looking into this and your feedback would be useful. Anyways, for now, on day 89, we went back to normal and she was happy once again and she was ready to lock in.
New best, new best, new best.
She's been having really good practice recently, and at the rate she's going, there's no way she doesn't get a new best today. And after I saw her warm-up go extremely well, I called to play from zero.
Play from zero?
And eventually, Michelle would prove herself right. Because she finally did the run we've been hoping for. And this time, it's not a run dying to the 40 shit. This time, she did a run, passing most of the difficulty of Cataclysm. That's what I'm talking
48?
And as much as I hate to say this, you can see how much happier she is when she isn't forced to do my evil strategies. And honestly, if she keeps this up, I can't believe I'm saying this, but she could beat Cataclysm very soon.
Green is the worst color in my opinion. Oh my god, you too? Did you guys know that Tato's favorite color is like green? And the only people who like green, I'm not gonna say it, so you guys can look it up.
What, Michelle, what are you trying to say? Let me just Google this really fast. What type of people are the ones who like green the most? Oh. Michelle, though, has been grinding for 2 hours up to this point, and I noticed a mental decline, so I gave her a mandatory 30 minutes, and we're gonna come back and do an intensive 30 minutes.
30-minute break?
And I hoped that when she came back, she would be refreshed and ready to do some intensive coaching. And I actually had something on my sleeve as well. I brought up the oldest trick in the book when it comes to practicing levels, having a dedicated copy. And what I mean by that is I made a Cataclysm training sim. And what it is just this ship part copy pasted 3 times in a row. And the idea is that if she's able to beat this level, then she has this part mastered and is ready. She struggled at the start, but eventually after cheering her up, she did this ship section 3 times in a row and completed my Cataclysm training sim. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about! And it worked, because a couple of attempts back from plate from 0, she got 41%, which is great.
So scary.
But if you haven't noticed a trend already, she has died an insane amount of times to 41%. I mean, this ship part is difficult, sure, but this many times, it's definitely a little ridiculous. This is looking like another supersonic duel section once again. And deep down, I knew what the issue was, but I needed to figure out a way to explain Michelle. In the meantime, all I could do was just cheer her on in the hopes that it was just Michelle's nerves making her die. But she unfortunately fell to 41% 4 more times, which really hurts to see. In order to try to fix that, I really dialed in on her click pattern. So I updated the kata training sim one more time to include that 40% ship section 3 times in a row. And I tried my hardest to explain to her the best and most consistent way to do the ship. I'm gonna try to teach you an advanced ship technique that should help you in this 40 part, okay? This is what I tried to explain to her. I told her to basically make a parabola shape with the ship. When doing this section, you want to make sure you let go a little before the upside down portal so your ship is naturally going downwards, and then letting it hit the portal and letting it rebound, and then you correct it in the middle. So in the end, it makes a parabola shape like this, like a U. But the thing is, this is a mechanic that you pick up from just your experience in playing Geometry Dash. And trying to explain this to a new Geometry Dash player is extremely hard. Right now, her straight fly is pretty good. It's just learning how to maneuver around portals, which is really tripping her up. So we went back to the speed hack strat, and what I was looking for is making sure that she was making the U shape with the ship, letting go before hitting the portal, and then recorrecting yourself later. She did a good job learning, but she definitely hasn't mastered it. It's just one of those mechanics you learn as you get better in the game.
I see, so you rather let the game correct you than you overcorrect yourself.
Yeah, it's like when you're driving. When you're doing a turn and you need the car to straighten itself, you let go of the steering wheel. But to be honest, I didn't expect her to get it right away, since this is an advanced ship technique that you naturally pick up after months of experience of playing hard levels of ship sections. And so came day 90. These past 30 days so far of this challenge have been amazing. And it's about time Michelle beats Cataclysm. So writing off of our intense practice session from the day before, she beat the kata training sim that I made for her as a warm-up and started playing from 0. Okay, do you want to change? Okay, I need you to change your icon, so I'll give you the choice.
Change my icon?
I wanted to activate some context switching, so I told her to change her icons to something that she's never seen before in the hopes of making her lock in. And she got 15 through 60%. And after seeing that, I knew she was ready to play from 0. Unfortunately, things went downhill very fast. She had one great run of 43%, but unfortunately her mental decline was something I couldn't ignore. She was entering autopilot mode. She wasn't doing the correct click patterns. She was complaining.
But yeah, because I have never passed it.
She was dying to spots where she really shouldn't be dying to, and usually at this moment, Coach Tata would come in and save the day, blah blah blah, but no, this time things were different. No matter what I did, she was just not having it, and ultimately, it was really hard watching this back, and I could tell there was something going on that was making this an unenjoyable experience.
When I do, I be panicking.
I know this woman. We've been dating for 6 months so far, and if there's something that I know, it's that if she's not having fun, she will absolutely not do it. So I gave her a really harsh reality check. You need to take a break. I don't know if you're gonna like what I'm about to say, but I think today you should just take a break from Kata.
I just hate it. I just feel like I'm dying to the same thing.
I hear you. You should take like a 1 or 2 day break. I really hope though that it was just a one-off thing, and after taking a 2-day break from Cataclysm, she came back on day 91, refreshed and ready to slay Cataclysm. And she started her runs from zero. Fortunately though, my biggest fear throughout this entire challenge was starting to appear, because it seemed like things got even worse than before.
Struggling forever at this wave.
I thought a 2-day break would help, but clearly I was wrong, because she was just not having it. Not only did her consistency go down, she was also down as well. I'm supposed to be the coach here, and at this moment, I just didn't know what to do. I've tried everything in my coaching book: context switching, switch strat, 10-10-10, 70-30. All of this didn't help Michelle overcome her mind block.
Oh, almost.
And for the first time in these past 90 days, I was stuck. I was clueless. I genuinely didn't know what I could do or say to help Michelle in any meaningful way.
If I keep on failing, then my confidence is gonna go down. If you want to improve, you have to be uncomfortable.
And her depression has gotten so bad that when she died to 41% one more time, she genuinely had zero reaction. Just a sigh was all she had to say. I had one job, and it's to help her beat Cataclysm in the fastest time possible. And I've reached what seems like an iron wall. I could only tell Michelle so many things, but if she can't get past this mental barrier of the 40% ship, then she will never be able to pass Cataclysm. And it doesn't help that Cataclysm is first half heavy. And once again, for the first time ever, I saw this challenge start to slip away from my hands. Maybe it's time to accept that I'm not that great of a coach. And so I told her to take a break so I could take some time to think about my strategy moving forward.
Like, I need you to be like wanting to learn and improve, and you die to something, you're actively improving, you're challenging yourself. We can't fall into just grinding mindlessly. That's what we can't do.
I needed to do something now, I just didn't know what. And as a last ditch effort, I decided to just throw everything out of the window and told her to just do her own thing. Turn off the music in game and start blasting her own music while I kept on theorizing what to do. Okay, close the game. Play your favorite song on Spotify and just vibe out.
My favorite song on Spotify?
And at this point, I really know it sounds silly, but I was genuinely distraught. I mean, be in my shoes for a second. I've been spending the last 90 days coaching someone to beat this one level. And when we reach this one level, all of a sudden, all of your techniques that you've been researching becomes useless. It just stops working. What would you do? But while I was thinking and watching Michelle stream, I saw a glimmer of hope shine through all this darkness. She got to the ending ship of Cataclysm 2 times, back to back from 35. That's kind of insane consistency. That was odd. That was certainly very impressive. And when she went back to 0%, she just randomly started feeling herself.
Then doing 90 in the rain. Guys, I think I can get a new best. Just sit and watch, okay?
Was it the music, maybe? Maybe the music change activated some type of context switch that she needed to keep her brain awake. And while I was complimenting all of this, Michelle, like an angel from the sky, flew down and threw me a lifeline. Because unexpectedly, amongst all of these previous days of suffering and pain and frustration, she just randomly decides to get a new best.
I told you I would do it.
And that's when I realized where I went wrong. I mean, the signs were there all along. There was nothing wrong with my coaching in specific. I mean, it's not like the information I said was wrong. The answer to my problem was in front of me all this time. It's Michelle. She's been telling me that all this time she wasn't having fun. The signs were there all along, I just wasn't listening. I realized I missed one crucial puzzle piece to my mystery. She was just not having fun. And so, letting go and letting her just do whatever she wants in the level and playing her own music in the background, letting her read chat, letting her smile and make jokes, instead of being all serious with my techniques and strats, she was able to lock in. I was getting in my own head. I'm like, oh, Michelle's
no, it's
gonna be so
okay.
close.
No, it's fine. I just had to listen to my own music and like forget like why I like GD.
All she needed to do was just find her own way of locking in. Now that she was having fun, she actually genuinely wanted to learn new click patterns. Instead of forcing her brain awake, this time she actually wanted to keep her brain awake. That was it. That was the puzzle piece we were missing. And with this 55% you best and this discovery I made, I was ready. At this moment, I felt like Isagi when all the puzzle pieces came together in the field. I knew exactly what caused Michelle to lock in, and I played no games. Ironically enough, this journey began with me coaching Michelle every step of the way, but somewhere along the line, I realized the best thing I could do for her wasn't to keep coaching, but but it was to let go. And once I stepped back, she stepped up. It's the same feeling as watching someone you love take their first steps. And immediately, 20 minutes into the stream, she got 50%.
But stop! This is not even a real death. Okay, that's good, that's good.
Smashing her mind block at that 40% ship. And I kid you not, I promise you, she got 40% at least 20 times, with her farthest run this day being 53%. And to top it off, she also got 35 through 100% one more time. Don't believe me? Go ahead, watch the VOD for yourself. It's right there, since a lot of people think I'm lying anyways. So I knew when she headed her way into day 93, she was either going to fluke Cataclysm with this consistency, or at the very least, get a new best. My strategy for day 93? Well, it's the same thing I did these past 2 days. Nothing. Michelle knows what to do. She's going to do what she wants to do. I'm letting her free. And well, I mean, her chains were just unleashed because she gracefully floated down onto this new best.
That's crazy.
66%, and it's also the first time she made it to the ending ship. It's only a matter of time before this cataclysm completion is hers, and this challenge is finally put to rest. It was either gonna happen today or tomorrow.
If we get to 40 again, we should be able to pass it, right?
And when she made it to the final ship of Cataclysm one more time, I was at the edge of my seat. Is this it? Could this be the run right here? Holy cow. I honestly, I would be mad that she died to her free part, but my adrenaline was rushing so hard that I completely glossed over the fact that she died to a part that's literally free. And if it wasn't already good enough, that wasn't the final good run she had, because a little while later, she also made it to the ending ship one more time and fell to 71%. All of this progress in one day. I want you to keep in mind that 2 days ago, her best was 48% and her constant deaths at 41. This is truly the difference a mindset change can do for you. I knew that day 94 was the final day of this challenge. What I didn't expect though was for her completion to come this fast, because she caught my attention when she made it past her usual choke point of 41%, and she had my heart racing when she made it to the ship, and she had my eyes locked in on 71%. I could only just be ecstatic as I watched her wave move through the ending maze, because I knew it was it. This was the attempt. I knew the challenge was finally done, because Michelle has beaten Cataclysm. This video wasn't just a story about Michelle's journey to beating Cataclysm. It was a story about patience, dedication, and what happens when someone believes in you more than you believe in yourself. She didn't just overcome an extreme demon. She overcame her own doubt. She learned how to fail, how to get back up, and how to laugh in the face of failure. And while she didn't originally set out to become a Geometry Dash pro, she did become something better. She became unstoppable.
Wait, let me first attempt on that one, right? I don't know.
And miraculously, while Cataclysm was the longest time she spent on a level, it wasn't the most attempts she spent on a level either. That's right, she beat Cataclysm in less attempts than Supersonic. And I'm glad I finally put this challenge to rest. And thank you guys for supporting me as well. And again, I'll do all of this if this video hits 30k likes. But there's no way, surely, right?